Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Vanir Quick Show match. Today we've got a banger. I think it's a banger anyway. We've got the Counter-Strike team, we've got the Overwatch team, we've got me, Sam, and we've got Lagoleth. Hello, Lagoleth. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm so excited for this. I think it's going to be a good one. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It is also important to note that this is, while here to be fun, there's some serious backing behind this. We are in association, in collaboration with the Norwegian Cancer Association, and it's all about getting the information out there, all about spreading the word about cancer and about how it's not all doom and gloom. There's lots of positives to be spread in terms of how we're getting to cures, but that only gets boosted by knowledge and by communication and by telling people about it. So just a little bit of introductory detail is there are the largest cancer association within Norway, and they are enabling people to survive, like they're heightening the survival rates for cancer, and they are producing better quality life for those who have it. They are a big charity organization. They offer counseling services and they offer clinical services too. And they're just a great company who deserve, or a great organization who deserve a lot of praise and a lot of credit and a lot of awareness. And that's what this is all about. This is about awareness. And then this is about fun too. And that's why you have these teams playing these games. And let's talk a little bit about those games. So how it's going to work today, right? We've got the Overwatch team, we've got the CS team. They're going to be doing a best of 3 across 3 different games. Starting with, I believe, some Overwatch in a best of 3. And you might be thinking, right, we got an Overwatch team, surely that would be advantageous here. So we brought in a little bit of spice, some cool gimmicks, including a chat-decided map for the first map, and then also a little bit of buffs and debuffs for both teams. Here's our little rolling schedule, right? We go from Overwatch, and then after that game, it's into Counter-Strike. Makes sense. On the other side, we have the same buffs and debuffs. And then if it's 1-1, we move into a Rocket League game. And if not, if we go 2-0, we go straight into a Kahoot. And that Kahoot, once again, will be highlighting awareness for cancer and the Norwegian Cancer Association. And that'll be coming in between each game and series as well. Just a little bit more information about what they do, who they are, and how they're helping the world. And then after the Rocket League, if there is Rocket League, we go into the Kahoot with some prizes, which you can get by participating. Top 3 get some prizes, but you need to have your Discord as your Kahoot name. And yeah, talking a little bit more now about game number 1, about that Overwatch, about what those buffs and debuffs will be. So for the Counter-Strike team will have 75% bonus health. For reference, I think that puts Tracer from 175 to 307. Talk to me about that, what that's going to be like, Lagoleth.
It's okay. As someone in Overwatch, that sounds insane. Honestly, I don't understand how the CS team are going to be able to deal with something like that. But you gotta put it in the perspective of like these CS players. You know, they some of them never even touched Overwatch before in their entire life. Some of them, a little bit of experience, a couple hundred hours, 1,000 hours, but this 75% health increase, it's gonna be life or death, I think, for the CS team here, and I think as long as the Overwatch team don't let it fall by the wayside, then it could be quite dangerous for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's not to mention that the CS team is also going to be coming in with a 15% damage boost as well. So a little mercy pocket for the whole team to hopefully aid on those final blows. Because I imagine, I find with Overwatch quite often, it's very difficult to get that last kill. It's quite easy to, especially with good coordination on Overwatch, that peel that aids the survivability of those backline support units, or just the movement, the escapability. Someone like Kiriko, who has 2 survivabilities. For the Overwatch team, they'll be used to those breakpoints. They'll be used to the normal breakpoints, and then they'll see a Mercy and they think, okay, well, the Mercy have to be a little bit more safe. But here they've got to be more safe the entire time. They won't have that muscle memory of when they can get out, when they can play a little bit more risky, and it might allow the CS team to catch them off guard a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that'll definitely be where the CS team will come into their own there. It's the playing safe. You get one tap so easily in a game like CS, but Overwatch, I guess, in comparison, can be so more. So much easier and so much more forgiving, but just that extra 15% damage, yeah, it'll really, really mess up with muscle memory, and if you're not paying attention, then I imagine these first few fights, while the teams are getting to grips with things, it'll be an interesting watch.
Yeah, that's also a couple things to the Overwatch team as well. So they'll have to play off their main roles. Obviously, they're a coordinated team. They'll have their main roles, and they'll be more than competent off them, I imagine, but will be a little bit of a hindrance too. And they'll also have 2 players, I believe, per map. I believe that'll change per map, that won't be able to ult, as voted once again by chat. So there's a lot of chat involvement here. We've got the first map. We've got the players who can't ult. It's going to be a great day for that. And once again, just add a little bit more to hinder the Overwatch team, balance out that playing field, and hopefully give a more even fight for the CS team here.
Yeah, definitely. Our Overwatch team have hundreds of thousands of hours combined between all of them, so I think the CS team here are going to need every single opportunity that they can get. And as much as from the Overwatch perspective, you might think, hey, 75% increase on health, 15% damage increase, that's so annoying, and it'll, yeah, like you said, it'll mess with breakpoints, it'll really mess with the muscle memory, and it sounds like so much. When you look at the CS team's experience in Overwatch, and when you look at it from an outsider perspective, actually, I think it's going to be very interesting to see just how much. Maybe we'll see actually need more buffs in the end.
Yeah, that could be true. That could be very, very true. And I think it's definitely worth having a look at those players now, who's going to be in that game for both these teams. The CS team, known by 5 Deagles, as they'll be playing with pistols in their CS game, and the Overwatch team choosing How Many Drinks as their name. And I'm not going to get into that one too much, but the Overwatch team having, I believe, a 7-player roster, and for the first map, the 5 they'll be running with are Central Apan on tank, who is normally, I believe, do I know what he normally is? I think he's normally the tank. I think this is their true roles. I think normally he is a tank, so it's Kurama and Gucci. Yeah. Central Apan, normally the tank player, Kurama and Gucci on DPS, and Tomix and Rod on the support roles, but they should be playing off those roles within the normal game, if I understand correctly. And on the CS side, we've got Flixer, False, Benji, Netar, and Sagoy, who will be looking to flip the script with that extra damage and the extra health.
Yeah, so Central Apan there is usually the tank. Won't actually be in on this first one if I'm reading this correctly. Karuma, they're usually on the DPS, will be playing support for this. And in fact, I'll just run through the who will be in. Gucci, usually the DPS player, will be playing tank. We'll have Rod FD, who is usually the support playing DPS. Their other support then, Tomex, then is on the DPS for this game. Kuruma on support, and then Apan, who is usually, if I check this list correctly, I cannot find
Usually
it, but they're on support for this one.
Usually the tank player on support. There we go. Yeah, okay. So that's their normal roles, and they'll be playing off those for map 1, and then into map 2, they'll be rotating around 2 with the 2 extra players, the 2 bonus players they have, I believe, are Linda and Mysterious, who'll be coming into maps 2 and maps number 3 if we get that far in this best of 3. And we do have information that it'll be Gucci and Kurama, so your tank and your support, who will be unable to ult in this first map.
I think those are going to be big ones. You know, the tank ult can make or break a fight in a lot of cases. The support ults, though, like I think Overwatch can often be a game of support ults. Get something like
Yeah.
like the beat from Lucio, maybe a nano boost. They really are what you need to survive in the fights. Shutting that down straight out of the bat, gonna be a risky one for the Overwatch team.
Yeah, that's where I'd go if I was picking to ban some ultimates. I'd definitely target the support. As tank also massively valuable. A lot of huge CC coming out from some tank ults. Something like a grab, something like a Reinhardt Shatter can really just decide a fight if it's hit correctly. But yeah, I think the support ults with that flexibility, definitely a good ban from chat there to make it a little bit more entertaining as we get into this map selection. And it seems like we have it Midtown as our first map.
Okay. Interesting. We're going to it was chat selected map, right?
Yeah, I am unsure if this is accurate, but
okay. But no, Midtown's an interesting one. You know, I think this will play quite well into the CS team's composition they might want to run. You got a lot of long sight lines in Midtown. They, especially if they're on like the defense, they can take the high ground on the second point. They can position themselves quite well on the first point. I think attacking wise, it might be a bit more difficult for them because obviously they're going to have to rotate around a map they're not familiar with.
I'm gonna butt in here and say, yeah, there it is, Ilios. It wasn't Midtown. That was over previous. Ilios, very popular map, but you can make the same points again. Go ahead, ramble to me about Ilios.
Okay, Ilios, I think plays very differently to Midtown. Actually, I think Ilios might play a lot better into the Overwatch composition here. Ilios, you'll typically see more of a dive comp here on Ilios. Won't really play that well into whatever the CS team might want to run. We don't know for certain, but you might expect them to run maybe more hit scan heroes, maybe a Cassidy, an Ana, something like that. But I think a dive comp on Ilios from the Overwatch team can work a lot better on a map like this, and just being able to shut down individual players on the CS team might be where they want to look to go here.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Ilios. I think it's a really good map. I understand why chat went for that one out of the options they had. It's very versatile, and I'm expecting to see some great gameplay. I mean, support ults are impactful no matter where you go, but on control, I think I think on control it's one of the most important. Like something like Flashpoint or Control are the most important for support ults because you have those big break points. Like with Escort, with Push, you can come back into it. The fights can be a little bit more scrappy and a little bit more sustained. But with something like Control, where you're taking control of an objective, having an ult that you can just decide that fight and flip it is so valuable. So losing that here is really big, and more so on a map, on a game mode where you're stalling out a point. Having an extra 75% health where you can just survive. Like imagine a Tracer blinking around in overtime trying to keep that wick alive for their team to come back in, and they've got double the HP nearly. It massively impacts that gameplay cycle as well. So big pick here. I think the CS team could definitely make use of what mode they've been given.
Yeah, I think definitely being able to fire on like 1 point, as you said, like if you get something like an Escort, for example, like a hybrid, obviously the payload constantly moving throughout different locations in the map. The CS team, they're going to have to adapt every single time to these new points and find what's going on. Whereas something like a Control, they have the one area, they'll repeat the same fights over and over again, and hopefully by the end of the round, then they'll get a better grip on the map. And yeah, I'm expecting some Tracer overtime stalls with 300 health not to be a good one there.
There is one other point I'd like to make about this Ilios selection, which is actually massively valuable for the Overwatch team, and that's that Ilios has environmental kills. That's a way to skirt that damage boost, to skirt that health, most importantly. It doesn't matter if they have 75% extra health if they're dead instantly, right? You can play well, you can hog them off the map, and then on Ruins there's a side as well, and on the other map, Lighthouse, there's also a boopable area off the map, something like a Pharaoh, something like a Roadhog, even a Hazard Wall here could be massively valuable, and especially for new players to the game who aren't going to be aware of where they can and can't stand, where's the risky play, that could be a massive equalizer here for the Overwatch team.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, to be honest. Yeah, I didn't think, like, you know, you got, like, a Roadhog with over 1,000 HP. Environmental doesn't matter about that. It's an easy pick.
Yeah, as I believe we'll be looking to get towards our first map here of Ilios as soon as possible and get into the hero selection as well. I'm excited to see who they pick.
Yeah, so what sort of comps would you expect then coming through from the side of our CS team, I guess, coming into this?
For the CS team, I feel like something like a Soldier would be very standard. Some easy hit scanner, Soldier or a Cass, someone who feels intuitive to a Counter-Strike player. Maybe an Ana. We see a Bastion. I can totally get behind that. I think Ramattra is a cool pick. Ramatcha's very interesting. Is it?
Yeah,
He's quite
Ramata's considered like the easy tank, I guess, right?
yeah, like relatively easy to cycle your abilities, but I think is more interesting to me than like I don't know if they just went for that Roadhog. But on the other side, actually on the how many drink side, I'm surprised they haven't tried to abuse that here, especially considering the map we are on in this very moment in time.
Oh yeah, I definitely. If I was Peekaboo now, I'd just go Roadhog into the well every single time. But from the side of how many drinks, so we're going to see a Soj, Tracer, Diva, Lucio, Kiri. So it's a pretty standard stuff, pretty meta comps in them.
Yeah. Meta comps off-rolls shouldn't really matter hugely, as Peekaboo is looking to posture towards this main fight. Benji getting the first pick with that Bastion nade. Huge impact damage with that explosion. Rod brought down straight away. Not aware that they can't Suzu themselves as they're on the DPS line this time. And it's looking like a good start for By5 Eagles as we get into this POV of Flixer here. Just looking to shoot towards that health pack room. But Benji's brought low by Tomex, and there's the trace of value instantly. Very difficult a hero to play against when you're not used to it, as he finds two. And Flixer's gone to Ravenous Vortex himself, which might be a little bit of agent mastery or hero mastery that's left on the wayside. Peekaboo and Rod harassing that backline, and it's looking like how many drinks are going to turn this fight around before it's really even started.
Yeah, you see Tomex get those two picks very early on, and regardless of whether you're a support player or Tracer, you know straight away, well, even if you are a support player, you know the Tracer has to just go straight on that backline, just straight, be a nuisance and be annoying, and it just then opens up the rest of By5 Deagles then to just easily be run over.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, if you're playing support and you play against the Tracer, you know what the Tracer does. The Pulse Bomb doesn't... I think it does connect, but Benji survives it. And melee's out Tomex, punishing for that, but here comes Lucio, flying in. Peekaboo takes out Netta and Central Alpha and onto False as well. And how many drinks once again go down early, but manage to turn the fight around. Borderline straight away. Central Alpha with the boop kill onto a Genji. I don't know if that was environmental or if that was just a final blow. And Rod's going to take out Benji there. Peekaboo has been demec'd. But it looks like Tomex... Whoa! What a sleep, by the way. What a sleep and a melee from the Furs. It's nice work.
It's quite interesting to see. I mean, you saw the Pulse Bomb coming from Tomex there. Pulse Bomb does, what, 300 damage, right? That's nothing.
The extra health.
It's basically a useless health with the extra health. And, but it doesn't matter, though, because I guess as we're seeing here, the not in-game knowledge and how many drinks are playing just doesn't care about the damage.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, look at this stat line, right? Genji has 438 health. Benji takes down Rod with that bonus damage just so fast. The beat's been invested, though, and Central Alpha onto the first, finds one. Peekaboo finds two. That's Benji there, brought down as well. Tomex just spammed down that tank. The false Genji is low HP, but low HP in the consideration of that much doesn't matter when you have the deflect. Headshot onto Tomex. Just rebounds those bullets into their face, but... nonetheless, it's a one-out fight again for how many drinks. The ult invested, double ult here. We've got triple ult as well, the Bastion. Are they going to find anything? The Sun Strike and the Bastion ult can't combine. Actually, there it is. Benji onto Rod, finally getting it, but it's just the Illari on point. Does live out? No, there we go. Brought down by Peekaboo, and here comes the Ramatra and the Illari to stall it out further. Genji in play as well. False with the Dragon Blade could get big impact here if they invest it. There's a nice biotic onto Tomex, who's once again being punished. That off-roll may be a little bit of vulnerability introduced, and they are looking to flip that point, so close to doing so, but there's a recontest from how many drinks, but no, it does not matter. There is a flip there, and By5 Deagles have kept themselves in this game.
Yeah, I think a lot of these fights we're seeing here just how these two games play so differently. The CS teams, you know, they're finding the early picks, they're getting the landing their shots and getting the picks, taking the 1v1s.
Nanoblade?
The team... Oh, Dark Nanoblade comes in here.
Oh!
Two! Peekaboo,
I mean, that's nice work, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Can get a third as well.
I
Yeah, you
think
were saying about getting those
False
first picks.
yeah, getting those first picks from the side of By5 Eagles, it just shows the difference between these two games, and how By5 Eagles, they can take the 1v1s, they can take they can get the shots landed, but then how many drinks they know how to play Overwatch. Obviously, they know how to go with a team, they know how to come back from one player down, and it's gotten them now to 99% on the point, but I guess we'll see how they get to turn things around as 60% of the counting now.
Yeah, does the Illari pylon get bonus health as well?
Oh, I think it does, yeah. I'm not certain.
Because that's extra value there. So maybe Torb's even stronger, but Tomex is going to find Benji. Once again, an opening pick from the Tracer, and False going to get caught out too. The deflect comes through, and the melee not going to land, but there it is, just shoots enough to get that find. Peekaboo
Yeah.
eats the Captive Sun as well, which is massive value. The Pulse now can be invested with the beat. Those to combine, but low HP for Tomax has to get to the health back. But Karama onto Netta, that's a support gap right there, finding one, and then Rod finds Flixer, and it looks like it's going to be well going the way of how many drinks, unless the Emre can contest, but no, Benji brought down low. And you know what? 100 to 86? Looking pretty even so far.
Pretty good indeed. Yeah, honestly, I think that Captive Sun eat though, right at the end there from Peekaboo. If you think about the increased damage of Captive Sun, it probably one shot like the Tracer, for example. It's not good. We probably deal like half damage on the mech as well for the Diva. Like,
Yeah.
I think if that Captive Sun had gotten off, we might be still looking at a 99 to 99 right now.
Yeah, definitely. And let's talk a quick second about the Vanir Quick Balance team. 100 to 86. That's nice work. They've found a formula instantly that seems to match up quite well. It's not going to be a massive change up of composition, just a Mizuki here instead of an Ana, which I don't mind, but I think it's quite complicated to play. Mizuki's not the easiest. With that projectile, have to land that the chain as well. It's a lot of tech here, so can bring out good value if you know how to use it. And the first has been good with those Bionades and sleeps, so I could see that come out definitely.
Yeah, Mizuki is one of the newer heroes as well. Doesn't take that much time to hasn't had enough time to master. Sorry, the Pikachu here goes straight in onto him.
That's a lovely deflect, but it's not quite enough. I really like what False was trying to do there to keep his Alari alive, but the rest of the team didn't peel with them, and Pikachu was actually going to go for 2. Benji caught out as well, and that is just that map knowledge, aware of where those angles are, where those vulnerabilities are, and with just a Ramattra on the point, it's going to be difficult to win out this fight, even with that bonus health and that bonus damage. Just spam down. It's 2 assists and 1 kill. It's just a combination there, combination effort onto Flixer, who tries to hold down the fort, but no, it allows Tomex to get pressure back on that back line. And with the defense matrix, it isn't vulnerable too much.
Yeah, so if anything, the extra Ramattra health sort of played against them, you know. Essentially, Flixer there was staggered, really.
Yeah, that's very true. Karama finding False early. Yeah, that pylon looks healthy, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah.
And just nice value here from Tomex, just harassing that backline, making them aware of his presence without going in too far. Yeah, recalls away. Now down to 14, has to back, but finds that pylon, so a little bit of sustain lost for by 5 Deagles early on. Has to Pulse as well, but as you said, Pulse isn't the most valuable ult when they have 1,000,000 health. But look at all that stack up. Could be huge. Sticks 1. And look at the chip down. The Furs and Netto both so low. There it is. Those boosters to follow up on it. Can they get any more value? Peekaboo finds 2. Tomex onto Benji as well. And that is massive with that Pulse one. They were so grouped. And you know what? Buy 5 Deagles there, I feel sympathy for them, because you know Overwatch, you know, okay, we've got to probably take grouped up here, play together. That's what How Many Drinks have been doing to really roll us down. They've grouped together, found us on 1v1s or 3v1s and punished us. But once they group up, they take that pulse bomb and then all get brought down so low. But it's nice find from Benji with those headshots. You're right, the mechanics mentioned earlier come through there for an early opening duel, but can they follow up on that? I don't think he quite understands the Vortex.
So definitely not now, but yeah, I think you are right there. If you're by 5 Deagles, you go, okay, we've been playing quite separate here. Let's group up. Never mind, Pulse Bomb gets everyone to 1 HP.
There's a Diva Bomb here too, which could be big value as well. He's going to go for it when they get to the point. The overclock comes through with the beat. Rod looks to find one, and does do so with a combination from Karama. Headshot onto Benji. Already brought down low. Peekaboo onto Netta as well, and it's looking like another fight. Beautiful shots there from Rod. And the first brought down 2, up to 91, and it looks like How Many Drinks now have control of control. It's just Further once again with that extra health going to be staggered out, and there's no touch here for by 5 Deagles. And that's map number 1, the way of HMD, as False requests extra bonus damage.
Might be needed, honestly. I think, yeah, how many drinks there? They took a round, what was it, at 99 to about 80%. They took a round, they figured things out. They thought, okay, how much damage does, how much health does each of these heroes do? How much damage do they have? And then they cracked it. It took them 1 round, and then they figured out exactly the characters these guys were playing and how to best play into that. And yeah, we just saw a completely different game of Overwatch there, I think, in the second half.
Yeah, map 2 didn't, sorry, point 2 didn't seem too equal. Maybe the balance was slightly off. I was praising it a little bit too early, but it's nice work, and it now gives, I believe, the CS team the opportunities to choose a map that they want to go into. So any form of comfort they have in the limited game time they have could be paying dividends here. And I do think also we'll get a couple of Overwatch players switching out. So those tendencies that they learn from the CS team will be a little bit limited when they come into this second map. So we get a look at what the team will be. It'll be Karama moving over to that tank from the support. Rod staying on the DPS, who pulled out a good overclock towards that final fight. Definitely some decent value. Central Apan moving from support to DPS, and Gucci and Linda on the support. So that's Linda coming in instead of Tomex, who was playing that Tracer, taking over that support role.
Yeah, Linda was traditionally the manager for the Overwatch team, so it'll be interesting to see whether you're all talk, all brain, and you can't do the work, or maybe you'll come in and clutch up the team, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe the management here comes through. It's more like a former pro player moves into management, or maybe it's just an organizational role. But either way, with the way the rest of the team looked, it shouldn't matter too much what the fifth player is saying, because it was really strong showing there from the Overwatch team on their home game, on their home series, on their home map of Ilios. As the away team, the CS team gets to choose into the next one. And we also will find out shortly who can't ult in this next game. And I don't think it had a massive amount of value, that one, I have to say.
No, definitely. I think like, what would you? Who would you stop really? I mean, if you're gonna keep with the diva, it's not really worth the diva bomb. It's just an extra. It's just an extra remake. It's surprisingly, even though I said the pulse bombs were not really worth it, they seem to be quite impactful, especially when they play more group up. So yeah, if you wanted to maybe shut down Tomex on the Tracer, maybe. What were they playing? Lucio Kurt? Maybe the beat would be a good thing to shut down as well.
Yeah, I feel that was the thing I was thinking, right? With the rest of the roles swapping out, like you've got a different tank and the Tomex isn't playing, so the pulse might not come in here. Getting rid of that Lucio, getting rid of that beat could definitely be good value, but we do have our answers. It's going to be DPS, it's going to be Central Apan banned out from using his ultimate, and Karama on the tank. So once again, getting rid of that tank and maybe feeling the pressure of that DPS ult, maybe not being able to handle it too much. Like, it is a little bit too much for them to handle. Support ults, like they're very pivotal, very fight changing, but the DPS ults can give big bursts of damage. And I feel like support ults with they're a bit more kiteable if you know how to do that, which I don't know how the CS are with that, but even so, they're a little bit more of a long fight, less stressful, I think. If you see a casino rush on a point, you play away from the point. You lose it a little bit, but it's not like getting blown up by a Reaper or a Pulse Bomb or something where it's instant damage and you're like, whoa, how do I counter this?
Yeah, definitely. I think the CS team, obviously, they're all essentially to boil it down to nothing. They're all damaged. They're DPS players essentially for CS, and they're definitely going to probably come at it from a DPS perspective, and they're going to be looking at like taking their damage duels, and probably not going to be paying too much attention to other stats like healing and damage mitigated. So I think that's probably where you're going to have to look if you're the Overwatch team. I mean, it's simple Overwatch. Obviously, you shut down the healer first, or you make sure the tank is off doing something else. But I think the CS team might neglect the other two roles in how they play.
Yeah, that's very true. You want to combat that, especially when you're coming from a game where the style is oftentimes one shot or two if you're playing with an M4 and you're dead, right? Like, the time to kill in CS is so low that coming into a game, especially when you've now got bonus health, where your time to kill is so much higher, it just changes your mindset. Your playstyle is so different. And you can see that a little bit, I think, because they go in there with so much extra health, they feel like they can survive more, and that's where they're caught out. Like playing that Alari role, playing towards the high ground alone, and then your Genji comes in to try and save you, but now your Genji's in a vulnerable position. You've both got 500 health, but it doesn't matter when the whole team's on you, right? So they feel that extra health, that extra survivability, and we get into Route 66. And I quite like that. I think Route's a cool map.
Yeah. I think this will play into the Overwatch team quite nicely. I think they can just keep on the diva, or like a similar sort of dive style, and I think when you break down the sort of compositions in Overwatch, I mean, dive is definitely the hardest, and it requires so much on team communication. I think if you're the Overwatch team, you'd be quite happy to just play something like the diva on Route 66, and the CS team they really can't match that.
Yeah, it feels absolutely brutal to try and counter a dive comp when they're just running you down, especially if you're on that support role and they're just targeting you. But on the flip side, Root is a relatively strong map for hit scans, right? If you're coming from CS, then hit scans is probably where you want to go. And like the Ana we saw, the Ana looks pretty good on Root. I don't mind it. Could we see an Ashe or a Cass? I didn't see enough of the hit scan, I don't think. Like the Genji looked good, but other than that, it felt kind of... I mean, there was an Emery pick actually. It didn't get huge value, but it found a couple opening jewels. I think that's where you should lean if you have that mechanical skill, is to those more traditional aim style characters and more traditional aim style heroes that can play to your strengths as opposed to trying to focus on the other team's weaknesses when it feels like they don't even really have them.
Yeah, and I think if you're the CS team, like tank pick wise, like hit scan, they're obviously all hit scan players coming from a game like CS. Like it's great for if you want to play Cassidy, if you want to play Soj, if you want to play an Emre, like great long sight lines on this map, perfect. But tank wise, I think and we saw it with the Ramattra pick, like also works quite good. A slightly slower, a fast paced projectile, but which is still a projectile. Like it works quite well, and on a map like Route 66, you can, I guess, there are a couple places to sort of bunker down and sit with your supports. But honestly, the thing that worries me the most is sort of the team play. And I think what a lot of new players will get in Overwatch is the lie that is the tank role. I think you look at Ramattra, big, massive guy. I mean, even with these buffs now, over 1,000 HP, plus armor, big, massive thing, punch. You think you can't die, and you think that you're invulnerable, and you think that you can just go shred everything. And I'm worried now that this might be their downfall moving into this map.
Yeah, especially if you're using the Ravenous Vortex as a defensive put it on myself ability and not as an offensive damage dealing ability, which can really change the tide of how you play that character. I also think something like an Orisa could be quite good because it's another relatively easy defensive tank. But I think the thing I'm more interested in is how they play the defense side, because on attack it's pretty intuitive. On attack, you go forwards, right? You want to play on the cart, you want to play, if you're playing dive, you want to get on their back line, but like overall, you want to play forward as we do get towards this map and see who they're choosing. But on the defense, especially against a dive comp where it feels like they're going for you rather than the objective, it can be kind of counterintuitive to play for a counter dive, for example. Like they're on your back line, go for theirs. And I feel like it'll be interesting to see if they can play and not get caught out by that as we look towards these team comps. Y5 Deagles once again flicks her on that Ramattra, so sticking towards some comfort with Netta on the Illari as well. And Illari is definitely a pick I like here because it just lanes into that false on the Ashe as well, and it's nice at work. How many drinks? Looking to lean towards a Hazard, which I think is quite cruel when you're playing against a new team. Hazard is a very, very strong hero against players, especially against players who don't know how to deal with him. He can be such a problem. But I do like what Y5 Deagles have come out with here. You've got a hit scan, you've got Moira is pretty simple, you've got a hit scan support, Flix is Ramattra's a pretty basic tank. I don't mind this. And on the attack, what are they doing? How many drinks doing on the defense there? Just to
give us an update before we begin as well, we have had a buff increase for Y5 Deagles here. Their damage has been increased from 15% increase to 50% increase. Their healing has now been doubled to an extra 100%, and their ultimate generation has also been doubled.
Double 50% extra damage is massive. I mean, it doesn't matter. The first just killed himself with a Helix rocket, but that's not the point, right? 50% extra damage can be huge. Again, we're talking about those breakpoints. Now it's even further. Flix looks to burn down the Hazard, but it doesn't really matter when Rod's finding a headshot onto Netta as well. They can't even get out of spawn here because of the way that Hand Drinks are set up early doors. That's a nice shot there from False and connects on that dynamite, but it doesn't quite land. The burning tick. But that aim is looking crispy, as they just want to get out of spawn here. And look, Benji's already got the coalescence, going to invest it and find no targets as they kite around in that cargo train. Now is going to get some massive damage with that Moira armor. That boosted damage is huge, but can't quite land a kill. The support is great. Central Appen finds a beautiful headshot. But it's nice work from the first there with that Helix onto Peekaboo. That Helix probably does 1 million damage with those boosts. There's Force. Yeah, look, it's a 2-shot body shot onto the Kiriko, but first combines onto Verity.
Yeah, I think how many drinks they're definitely got to play very differently. I think they were expecting to just hold spawn, walk in, no, not a problem. Yeah, we know what we're doing, but we may see a quick pause here. We're not sure. We'll keep going like it doesn't matter though. Yeah, lots of ults coming up here for Y5 Deagles. 4 ults online.
Okay, right. We are going to get a quick reset after the round. Okay, that's all right.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
That makes a lot of sense. As how many drinks?
In fairness, though, how many drinks have their own ultimates? So 5 ultimates online here. Like they lost 1 fight, but every ult online, and it's the same for 500.
Here comes that Hazard, connects onto 4. It's massive value. The Ramal used defensively, but doesn't save the Furs as Rod finds a headshot. Also onto Verity does big value, but Karama gets the melee onto False, and that is going to be probably a 1 out of 5 for Y5 Deagles. Rod brought down low, but does get around the corner. The pylon is, I think, very easy to break with that extra damage. And Rod's just trying to play around the rock and stay alive. Peekaboo gets Netta on the Illari Jewel. And we're just getting some contest towards the payload as we fall into Karama's line of sight. This gets blocked off by a Maywall and uses the Hazard Wall. And that is just a lot of walls to play around. And there's the Blizzard with the Casino Rush. Can they get in? Can they get out? Kurama gets in, Rod gets in onto Flixer, but by5 Deagles do get out. False finds a connection with that headshot onto the Ash, onto the Mei, sorry, with that Ash, and Central Rappan onto the Furs. Looks to even it up. There's another coalescence from Benji. Once again, using it for damage. The block from Hazard keeps him alive, but the pylon is brought down, as is Peekaboo. Benji gets onto the Kiriko as well, but it's nice defensive work there from Kurama to keep the Kiri alive.
Yeah, great work from Kurama there. I think if you have how many drinks, you don't really need to play too aggressively. You know, they're fighting into your space. You just need to play back, and obviously you don't have the health or the damage to fight that. I think time is going to be the name of the game, and just burning down as much time as possible.
Can these shots get landed by False onto those Sunstrike opponents? Not quite, but there's the pylon brought down. Bob will be huge as well. Oh, and it's so dangerous here for the Mei. And that's where Horizon's Vortex used defensively. Nice work there for Flixer. Forces Mei back. Forces Rod FD out of the fight, and False finds the dynamite pick. The Furs there onto Central Upbound, and Kurama's brought down too. And it's a beautiful fight for by5 Deagles, who look to capture first point.
Yeah, 4.5 minutes on the clock as well. Not bad. with this ult charge, I feel like every time I'll just say 5 ults available for by5 Deagles as well.
Yeah.
That's our Reaper as well, looking to take some early space potentially. Does he point now?
I did just realize Kurama's not allowed to use his ult, is he?
No, I don't believe not.
And he used it earlier on, so I don't know about that one. As the bomb gets sent through. It doesn't land on anything, as how many drinks have to kite it. Just playing towards that high ground, playing behind those safety walls. And it's a jump up there from Kurama with the Alari ult. Peekaboo finds one, but that's a massive death blossom onto 2. Kurama there with the wall into False, and it's an even fight so far, but Flixer trying to pummel up high, can't quite land it. But onto the Hazard instead, who's so low. There it is with those punches. It's nice work there from by5 Deagles, and this damage is looking really valuable here. Benji gets onto Central Apparan as well.
Yeah, honestly, how many drinks look a little bit lost? I think if maybe the buffs we've given by5 Deagles is a bit too much here. As like, you can see them just sort of like kiting around the edges, just skirting about, looking to push in, but like any engage they do just results in one of them dead.
Yeah, look, you just heal up. That's a nice wall to block it, but it doesn't do anything because, yeah, Rod's brought down, and the ammo not necessary, but it doesn't really matter when you build it up so fast, right? And that's another point captured by by5 Deagles, who just, yeah, how many drinks can't survive?
Yeah, no, I think maybe after it's looking like it's going to be a 1-all, and maybe on the next map we'll dial it back to somewhere in between the two. It looks like by5 Deagles as well. Their strategy is just use all ults straight away in a fight, and it works, obviously.
It's a nice find onto False there. Kurama gets the first opening pick there for how many drinks, but they are just pushing this cart so successfully. The Kiri Kitsune rush invested, and it gives some of that damage back to how many drinks. With that extra attack speed and cooldown speed, they can do a lot, pump out a lot, and there's a kill by Central Lappan. Peekaboo as well onto Benji. Looks like a 1-up fight for how many drinks, unless False can come in and find more than one. It's Rod though onto Flixer, and it's still looking so difficult now. The Reaper forced away, Furs, Wraith forms back to safety. Does get around that corner, and how many drinks here looking to play very safe because they realize here that they can't peek those corners, especially against that Emre. It's a TP up high, and the Hazard's going to jump onto it, but the Reaper and Hazard are actually a mirror match here with that bonus damage and HP. It's a nice ultimate from Peekaboo. Lands on 2, but can't find anything because Flixer, Furs, and Benji are just going to turn it around with False, and that extra damage, it is so difficult to handle. Look how low Verity is as well. Can they escape? No, False is going to land it too. That's a team wipe.
Yeah, I think you're alright. As False pushes in you with the override protocol, it's definitely so much easier for them on attack to just walk forward and take space. Like, it's a simple concept for Overwatch: take space, shut down the enemy team, and I think they're doing just such a good job of that.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to break the Blizzard actually with a Coalescence, which means that it's going to get a lot of value because you can't do that in this game. And now it's Flixer punching around. Can the Reaper survive? There's a really nice jump there for Kurama. Gets onto the Furs there, who is looking to escape, but False wins out the fight onto Peekaboo. Kurama and Central Lappan combine onto him though, and now with the Ram armor, that could be the decider. Flixer's still alive, but needs to get on the payload with 1 meter to go. There we go. No, not on it again. Goes to fight instead, and allows the contest from the Mei. Not quite aware of what the game plan should be. Rod gets there in time with the wall as well, but here comes the rest of by5 Deagles to close it out. It's going to be a full team fight. The Furs frozen out, but survives, races away. Flixer finds the punch of the Verity. is posturing back towards that staircase. Also, peekaboo as well. Kurama's so low, dives in onto the tank, and there's another invested from Flixer, and there it is. The full push has been landed there by 5 Deagles. It's going to be a real difficult challenge for How Many Drinks to mirror that and survive in this map number 2. Benji enjoys these settings. And yeah, I do remember we have to reset this lobby here, so we get to look at how it's ended up. And despite the damage boost, I think it was Kurama actually that ended on the most damage in the lobby.
Yeah, no, 8,000 damage on How Many Drinks to about 7,000 on by 5 Deagles at the end of it. I guess it makes sense, though, right? Because you have so much more health to kill.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. So it kind of matches up there as we do look to reset this lobby so we can flip those sides. And yeah, I think it was really nice work there from by 5 Deagles there, taking advantage of the advantages that they have, that they've been given. You just, like, the best way to play that is you just try and snowball your opposition. I think it was the great call to just keep using your ultimates. You don't have to worry about it when you get it back so fast. And I think a lot of the issues that early players have in Overwatch is that they hold on to their ultimates too much. They want to find the perfect moment. So really aware of the fact that they just have them over and over again allows them to snowball that point and get it all the way to that final fight, final push, and final capture.
Yeah, I think as well, like, for a game like CS, it's all about the rounds, right? It's all about what you do, like, what you buy in that one round and what you have available in that one round. And then the next, we don't, we worry a little bit about the money, but, like, we're looking at what we have to work with in this round. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they're looking at with the different fights. They're like, okay, we have X ult available, we have X ability available, like, let's plan this fight around these and let's not worry about the next fights.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also forgot about that 200% healing as well. Just adds a little bit more sustain to that side. So even when they were in punishable positions, it was even harder for the Overwatch team to do that because especially on a character like Reaper, that's so strong when you have that massive damage with amplified healing. It made him essentially a tank player. So those death blossoms are genuinely uncounterable if you don't hit a sleep dart on something on him.
Yeah, the Reaper just taking the duels, like Reaper can take duels with tanks just anyway. That's how that works.
Yeah.
But like a Reaper who has the same amount of health, if not more, than your tank player, you just got to run every time. Like you can't fight that. And we saw, like, luckily Karuma was getting a little bit of peel from their sports and from the rest of their team. But I mean, how many times really did the Reaper die? I don't think so.
Not many. It was often in like those fights when the rest of the team was down and he was the last alive or one of the last 2 alive, so he got punished. But I don't think it was very often early doors in those fights. And yeah, it was a really nice job there on the attack side as we look to get towards this flipped around game as we reach the lobby. I believe the names have to swap as well, so it might take a little bit longer to get it all sorted with those buffs and nerfs having to be switched around too. But that should be done quickly. If you're playing here on the attack for How Many Drinks, what do you do to get into this game?
Yeah, to be honest, it's a really tough one because I mean, as I said when we were going into this map, I was like, all right, dive, brilliant. You just go and you shut them down. But as we've seen, with the extra health and the extra healing, and you can't. There's no killing. There's no like the idea of a dive is get in, get your picks, get out. But like, you cannot get your picks. So if you see them maybe play a bit more far back, if you want to see them maybe play something a bit more poke, maybe even like match the sort of hit scan heroes that we're seeing from by 5 Deagles, then I don't know, maybe that's their best bet.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great point. I think it's good value, but it is super hard when they can just blow you up. Like, you can't round the corner. On defense, at least, you can play a little bit around those angles. But on attack, it's so hard to when you have to play towards the payload, right? The only line of sight blocker there is the payload itself. But if they catch you around the right side of the cart, they can just delete you in any moment. And I think they are also starting to learn the game a little bit more as well, which makes it even harder. As you said on Ilios, as the series progresses, they will only get better and better because there's a massive, like, it's kind of a reverse exponential growth, right? The more you play early on, the more impact it has. Later on, it's more about mastery, but early, it's about learning. And here, when you're learning with so many buffs, it just really it's confidence as well. It allows you to feel confident in the fact that you can take those fights and can win those fights against these great players. And when you have those buffs, it's so challenging.
Yeah, I can imagine the Overwatch team now. So they've played so much time in the base game of Overwatch. They're coming up against these buffs. I can imagine them so frustrated and so demoralized, just being unable to play, because obviously they've had so many hours of being used to fighting and being used to doing what they're doing, getting the kill. So if they're playing what they know is correct Overwatch and still losing, I imagine that can be so demoralizing for them.
Yeah, as we look to head towards this flipped side now, and a little bit of information, just a reminder to the chat that the CS team capped with 2 minutes 37 left on the clock, so Overwatch have to beat that time. If they cap final point with less than 2:37, they have lost. If they cap with more, they have won. Obviously, if they don't capture third point, they've also lost. But that is the time to beat. 2 minutes and 37 left on the clock. As we look towards these team comps, and they are picking towards Azaria, and do those bubbles get a massive amount of charge because of the amplified damage?
No, because the bubble it'll be depending on if the bubble has more health. Wait, no. I think the amount of charge it gives will still be the same, but I'm not certain if the bubble will have more health or not.
Well, the bubble won't, because they're not the team with more health, but I mean because they'll be taking more damage. Because he's taking more damage from the...
If anything, it's worse because the bubble won't exist for that long.
That's true. That's a good point.
I'm not sure, because the bubble has a certain amount of health and about 40 charge.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess it does take value of the fact that they won't know not to shoot the bubble. But yeah, you see it. Jesus.
Yeah, that bubble disappeared straight away.
But there's already should be pretty high charge, hopefully, right? That is the play, right? Because they're players who won't know. Oh my goodness, False with the tracking onto that head. It's a beautiful first find, and they can't make it out of the spawn because False's aim is too good with that bonus damage, and Flix's punches do too much too. How are they planning on getting out here? I feel like a Sombra might be in play. That might be the only way through.
Definitely. Yeah, hide and play out of line of sight and just play out of the way. Honestly, these Overwatch players might need to stop playing like they're in CS.
I do like the lamp, right? It gives you... Like, it doesn't matter how much damage they do if you have the lamp to survive. But they just can't make it out. That nade is going to do 1,000,000 damage, because that nade is already high damage enough, especially if he gets that major perk too. And look, they've already built up 3 of their 5 ults.
Wait,
this is ridiculous.
Now coming on this side entrance.
Yeah. And Rod looks to get forward, but just going to get blown up by the Ramatra. And there is that first ultimate. It's the Coalescence. Keeps Flixer healthy with the amplified healing. And it's the Mei having to back away into the spawn room. Does quite get out. But no, it doesn't matter. Netta and Flicker onto Verity and Peekaboo instead. There's no supports alive. They have to use a wall in their own spawn so they don't die. Maybe a Symmetra? That could get them out.
Yeah, I honestly think just something to get them out of these doors. We've proven fighting here does nothing.
Yeah, like maybe Symmetra TP with the BAP lamp, so you can get to the TP and then survive when they blow you up on it, and then you can try and snowball from there.
Well. Yeah.
But other than that, I like this plan with the window as well, trying to equalize it. Can they do that? But with the Alari ultimate coming in, it lands onto 3, they can't even do that. It's Death Blossom and a Captive Sun combination onto Peekaboo and Kurama. And I do like that call. You try and equalize the fight with that window, but it doesn't matter when you just get exploded once more.
I feel so bad for Roger on this Mei. Just keeps walking out of spawn, keeps trying to like face tank everyone, and then that happens to them. Just instantly 2-shot by any hero inside.
Yeah, and at some point I feel like we just have to call it quits, right? That is high ground found from Peekaboo, but going to get turned around on. And lives, actually, because that back movement is nice with the extra healing. It's good work there from Peekaboo to survive, but currently the only player out in Central Japan has 1 out of that Emerald Jewel. Look at where the Furs is, though. Jumps onto Peekaboo, can't quite land that parkour to get that kill, but the lamp is now being invested early doors. There's the Kitsune Rush and the Blizzard invested here of the ultimates to try and get them onto their first fight, but Flixer takes no damage with that armor. There it is, investing the Ramot too, but the Waywall comes through, and Kurama, Verity, Central Japan, that's 3 found. And that's a nice right click there by Rod, forcing Netar away. And there it is for How Many Drinks. That first fight, they've made it out of the spawn. And can they snowball from here? Only playing 1 on cart, looks to make as much space as possible. Catch out that Alari, who does get brought down by Kurama as well. And yeah, Kurama can't use the ultimate, so uses the grab to get rid of it. That makes sense. So it doesn't actually accidentally use it. I like that from Kurama. The sportsman-like play.
Indeed, yeah.
Forces vulnerable. Central Japan combines with Kurama. It's a good fight again. That Emery can pop out so much damage. And it could be a snowball here.
Players are getting a bit cocky now, though. You see them all so split and looking to take 1v1s rather than fighting as a team. That's how we saw False fall so easily here.
Yeah, absolutely. But they play towards that mega pack. Kurama's Death Block. Sorry, the Fuzz' Death Blocks are not going to land onto Kurama. It's Central Japan who takes him down with the Siphoning Blaster. And Peekaboo combines with Central Japan and that nade onto Flixer. And it is going to be a little bit of a snowball here from Overwatch, who look to capture the first point. How many drinks? With Karama on Netta as well. It's only a couple left standing for by 5 Deagles. And the override protocol doesn't connect onto anything. And there we go. 4 minutes left now. Getting that bonus time from capturing first point. And it's nice work there after what felt like an impossible start.
Yeah, how many drinks are? I think they got a bit too greedy, right? They spawn held them for like 2.5 minutes, and they said, we can't die. We kill everyone in 2 hits. You see the Fizz doing the exact same thing there. He just thinks, let's walk right into the enemy team. But how many drinks? Sorry, how many drinks now they've learned, and the annihilation from Fixer here.
Picks up one, and look how low the Zarya is. Has to use a defensive bubble even with that massively high charge, and they can't play towards the cart. And this is here what I was mentioning, right? This is such an open area for the cart to have to push through, and they can't quite make it out. The Coalescence used defensively. It's a really nice work from the Moira as Flix punches down Karama, who's brought down low by the override protocol. Force looks to move on forward. The Kiriko TP's away to survive, but gets hunted down by Force. The Suzu invested as well, and Verity does live out, but flicks it onto Rod. And it's only 2 left standing now for how many drinks, and can they do anything here? With 3 ults that they're allowed to use, what can they make of it? Flicks are effectively only like what 15% away, if that, from his ultimate. So close to it. And Central Lapland is the only one force here. Oh my goodness! Central Lapland winning that out with massively nerfed stats comparatively. False gets diffed by Emre here, and Postures with that Kitsune Rush tries to find Furs, who they are definitely suspecting a Death Blossom soon. Central Lapland takes down the pylon and spams onto that Madre, who has the ultimate now, so can invest it to survive. There it is. The Annihilation comes through, finds one onto Rod, but the wall is good to prevent any further damage. Benji though onto Verity with that Coalescence. The wall can't stop that one too. Here comes the Lari ultimate too. Gonna find no targets. Does see a little head there. Does not quite. Oh, I don't think that was quite a connection. And Central Lapland's going to get away despite getting that first pick. It doesn't go the way of how many drinks. And once again, we feel like we're back to spawn as they can't make it out.
Honestly, I feel like we're just going fight into fight after fight. It's just so active at all times. As we are going to actually see a proper regroup from how many drinks now as well. They have the Blizzard and they have the Project Override here. That could be enough to open up some space for them.
Yeah, and that's a nice first fun Force once again going down early, and the Blizzard has been invested. Freezes 1, freezes 2, freezes 3, finds 2 with Central Lapland. Flicks brought down low as well. And the Immortality Field keeps the Baptiste alive. Karama gets that final blow. The lamp brought down too, and it's just now Neto who has to run away. Sorry, Benji has to run away. Can they do so? No, they can't. Peekaboo rounds that corner, says hello, and blows up the Moira. And that's another good fight from how many drinks. But they can't take any forward space here. The overall protocol, I don't think is allowed to be invested. I think that's the other ultimate here that's been banned out. But the window could be huge. With that nade, yeah, it's good value. Prevents them from getting out that door. The shield, used defensively. Central Lapland siphoning Blaster through that window. Heals all the way back up to full, but here's the first with Death Blossom. Finds 1, finds 2, and the lamp is invested too. The bat does survive, but solo now with Benji combining. There it is. Peekaboo brought down 2, and just 60 seconds left on the clock. I think it might technically now just be unwinnable for the Overwatch team. With Flicks onto Rod as well. And Karama is very vulnerable here, but False does well to not overextend there alone. And looks to get a final touch.
Just a casino outline for how many drinks. This could be the game changer they need, though, obviously, to match the damage and healing on both sides. But one Captive Sun or one Override Protocol from 5 Eagles, and we could be looking at a map 3 here.
Yeah, and Coalescence also just produces so much damage and healing with both those amplifications. It's such a strong ultimate. And does look to play aggressively. False, Furs, and Flixer. They fry the opposition, and it's looking really difficult now. Central Lapland trying to play for a final touch, but it's not going to be happening with False holding down the fort. Brought solo, but Furs in the back of the head. And that's going to be map 2, taken by the Counter-Strike team. With those buffs, they have done well to bring us to a map number 3.
I think I agree with the Overwatch team there. We might need a little bit of a tone down for the last one there, but surprisingly better than I thought it would be from the Overwatch team from how many drinks there. Like it was clearly a struggle. It was clearly way too overpowered, but they won a lot of fights that you wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, and the Overwatch team requesting just the ultimate charge taken away. Maybe that is the equalizer, right? Leave that massive damage, massive healing. That's okay. Um, but other than that, I think maybe that's the right call, right? It forces them to use their ultimates a little bit more tactically. And I think that could be that could be a pretty balanced solution to that problem. But for both teams now, one team came in first map against a team that was slightly underpowered. Now it's flipped the script; they're slightly overpowered, and we could look to get something a little bit more equal for this final map. And it is important to note that the Overwatch team do have the choice of where they take it. Where would you take it if you're playing against a new team?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Yeah, like what's the least intuitive, least new player friendly? Like, what's the most BM move you can make? Essentially,
I feel like
maybe.
Aruna
Yeah,
Sappy is really difficult to play. I
yeah,
think so,
a
or a
push.
Coliseo.
Yeah, it's certainly not going to be like a sort of. Well, I guess it is more of a typical game mode, but like the way the push works in Overwatch is so much different to something like you'd see in CS. It's definitely, yeah. I think it's gonna be. I was thinking more something like a Paraseo. Personally, I'm not a big fan of
Mm,
that map. Lots of
it
high
is
ground,
terrible.
lots of rotating around. That like, I think if you don't know the map geometry for something like or something similar like a hybrid with like terrible high
Mm,
ground and terrible lines.
yeah.
If you don't know
Also,
the
like
map geometry, it could be
an Atlas could also be annoying. Like
yeah,
especially for
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint, right? Especially for Flashpoint, after you cap that first point, you can find yourself right outside their spawn, on like without knowing about it. You can find yourself miles away from the point, and you're like, where am I meant to be going? So even if they capture one, it could be difficult to sustain that momentum. And especially something like Atlas, where I think every point is so different. Saravasa, I think, is a pretty intuitive Flashpoint map. I think it's the one. It's the one that makes the most sense. The points are relatively similar, but Atlas feels very chaotic to me, and it could definitely be a place to take it for the Overwatch team if they want to take advantage of also a dive comp if they want to, right? You can play dive on Atlas quite cohesively and just snowball with a Lucio as well. That speed could be big. That could be a massive differentiator, different like a massive factor that gives them an advantage. Because if you're playing against a team with amplified stats, you have to amplify your own stats in some way, and getting that speed boost could be a way to close that ground and get some extra damage in with some closer range shots.
Yeah, I think Flashpoint's actually really good here as well, just purely because of the point percentage, right? How fast a Flashpoint actually ticks up. All you have to do is
Mm,
take initial cap. Something that, like the CS team, they're gonna want to look to shut the whole team down and then move to the point. But if
yeah,
you just take the initial capture of a Flashpoint, you're at 99% straight away.
yeah, that's very true. It's very, very true. As we get that vote in for who is not allowed to ult, I'm not sure what the roles will be for this one, so I'm finding out with you guys this time around. But I think they made a pretty good call last time. It seemed to work quite well, but unsure if that is due to the settings or because of the right picks from chat there that made it too super difficult for the Overwatch team to win out any of those fights with those big ults. But it did look like, I mean, they did actually cheat as well. They used the tank ult and they still lost the game. So
What are you gonna do? Yeah, I think it's a big. I don't know though, because like Grav, as much as it shuts everyone down, pulls them all together, they were playing so split the 5-5 Deagles that like you're not really
Saravasa.
getting much usage out of it. We are going to go to Saravasa. Interesting. Okay.
This is like my favorite map in the game, I think.
Oh, definitely, it's the best map. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's like genuinely a perfect map. You can play absolutely anything, and for I think that actually kind of plays into both teams' favor because for the Overwatch team, it gives them options if something's not working to switch it up completely. And for the CS team, it means they can kind of play any character and it not be a bad pick as long as they have some semblance of synergy. I think Ram and Reaper work quite well together. It's a more brawl style with a Moira as well. And honestly, they were picking a pretty decent comp. Ram, Reaper, Moira works as a nice survivable core, especially with those bonus stats. And obviously, you'd love to see like a Lucio or a Juno, something to really amplify that the ability to close that gap. But even still, it was nice work from them, and Saravasa is definitely a brilliant map to go towards. And we mentioned before the things with Flashpoint that make it difficult for a new team: that speed of capture, the changing spawns, the changing points. It's all very chaotic and very easy to get lost in. So I think a smart choice from the Overwatch team.
Yeah, it is interesting though. Like you said, I think it's definitely the Flashpoint is probably one of the better picks in mode from the Overwatch team, but Saravasa is probably one of the easier Flashpoint maps for the CS teams to pick up. Yeah, something like an Atlas probably would have been way more confusing. But yeah, I think that would be one of the major problems with Flashpoint is just the map geometry, getting around, having no idea where you're going next, where you're spawning from, where the enemy is spawning from, and like Overwatch is what, 10 years old now? Like, some of these players, they have played Overwatch a little bit. They'll know King's Row, they'll know Ilios, like, but something like a Cerebasa, they might be a bit more new to.
Yeah, definitely. As we do find out that it's Linda, who I believe was Verity in that map, who won't be able to ult, and Rod. So that's a Rod FD on the May previously, it won't be allowed to ult. So it's something new here, something different. And
yeah, okay, so it'll potentially shut down the Kiriko ult. Which,
yeah, chat's picking some fun ones today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that hurts them too much. If they want to play like Kiri Lucio, I think I'd take a beat over a Kitsune Rush personally.
Yeah, I can see that 100%. I believe we are seeing changes to the buffs as well. So the damage is going down from 150 to 135, just a little bit more balanced. The ult generation down to 125 from 200. I think that's a big change. That's going to be the key one, and the health stays the same as along with the healing. So that seems pretty appropriate to me. It means they're still getting a little bit of acceleration with the ultimates, a little bit faster with it, a little bit easier, especially with that new support role, the sub role, where they get the overflow ult as well. It's actually really strong when you build it up so fast. So if they play any of those characters, that can still be valuable. But yeah, it just gives like 15% damage. We saw it not be quite enough in the first game, but can it be enough of a reduction in the damage boost to give the Overwatch team back that advantage?
Yeah, we saw it was like surprisingly close as well. Like we saw in the first map, 15% and 75% health. It was by the second round of Ilios, a stomp for our Overwatch team. And then we saw on the other side with the 150% and then 200%. It like actually was a bit closer than you might think. Like it was still fairly clearly like yes, by 5 Eagles won that. All right, but it was a lot closer in the Overwatch team losing that round than it was on Ilios. So I think it'll be interesting to see now how balanced we can make it.
Yeah, absolutely. I like this change. I think running a quick balance team coming in again to try and make it more balanced. And I think it should work quite well. It should be a pretty competitive fight on this map of Cerebasa. And I wonder what the comp is going to look like for the Overwatch team as we are able to get towards this map anytime now. Here we go. Beautiful map, Cerebasa. I think it's gorgeous as well. I think that helps. It's super fun to play and it's also beautiful.
Yeah, you're not looking like the rainy streets of King's Row all the time. It's just a nice, lovely, sunny map. That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And okay, it's a Mauga.
I'm liking this. Okay. I'm worried though. Because, biggest hitbox in the game can easily just get beamed down.
Yeah. I would love to see a Zen on the side of How Many Drinks just to get even more, just to bring that damage even more up. But Alari again, still, they're just picking the same sort of thing. The Genji again from Pulse coming out, that looked quite good when he was on it before. So I don't hate this. And on the other side, Peekaboo on that Juno. So playing towards that speed, definitely valuable on Flashpoint. And they're going to look to team snowball their way forwards to capture this. As we're sitting inside, I believe this is an Overwatch tuk-tuk.
Oh,
it is indeed. Little Overwatch tuk-tuk.
Cheeky little camera placement there. If you flick through here, they're looking to. It doesn't quite know the map geometry. Shielding not where the enemy are as well. That's what's interesting.
Yeah, and Benji's taking a lot of damage from that disruptor shot as this first engagement comes through. Peekaboo brought down so low. That bonus damage still a challenge to deal with, but does survive. And there is that difference between the breakpoints, right? In the prior map, Peekaboo's dead, but here we go, surviving, living out, and first staying on that Reaper, who I think is the most broken with these buffs. Karama forced off the point, and it looks like it's going to be a first cap here for by5 Eagles. There's going to be no contest for Karama. No, it's too little too late. The stomp comes through, no landing. Karama with that healing still gets burned through. So low HP on the Mauga, doesn't live. Flicker punches him down, but Central Up onto Benji does find one. Here's the Reaper on the backline further onto the Sport and the Sojourn. Lands a few shots, but there's just enough survivability there, and the first has to back away because he's so low now. The Juno's going to beam him up from behind, and Rod's going to combine, but Netta finds Central Afan in the meantime. And the point is ticking up for by5 Eagles. Here comes the Alari ultimate. Is it going to land onto anything? Finds a beautiful headshot, and the Sunstrike comes through onto Rod, who's now dead. The tank looks to re-engage, but they do just have to group up at some point. Yeah, there it is, the back away from the Mauga. Karama looks to live. Further to run away and allow it happen.
I think this Alari pick from by5 Eagles is probably like the best thing they've done this whole time, right?
Yeah.
Netar can just chuck down the pylon. The pylon has just as much health as, if not more than the entire Overwatch team. And Netar can just focus on dealing damage the whole time and get so many picks. Probably has more damage for more limbs than Benji gets.
Yeah, so nice find though on the first, getting the first again, and it looks like the first point will be going the way of Y5 Deagles. The overall protocol comes in, but needs to contest and just gets shot by Neto. His aim is so clean. That's a beautiful headshot onto a flying target. And that's first point for Y5 Deagles. And it's looking like a struggle for how many drinks. The Overwatch team not able to find the first point here. And False is looking to line out a Blade. But could be a little bit staggered here, could be a little bit on his own, a little bit isolated. Luckily finds an isolated target himself and now can back away to the team. Just a little bit of poke from False.
Do it quite well as well. We just want to look at the play time that all of these CS players have in Overwatch. False, I believe, is one of the more experienced players. Genji, not the easiest. I was about to say, yeah, he's done an amazing job on this Genji, not the easiest hero, but does fall.
Yeah, and here comes that Juno. Here's the damage amp for how many drinks. Can they take advantage of it versus the extra health? And they look to fight towards the by 5 Eagles. Play the ego first with the Death Blossom finding 3. Counters that ult perfectly. Here comes the Ilario 2. And first gets a 4-piece. That's going to be a back-to-back play of the game for the Reaper, surely. It's a wonderful work there into the orbital ray. And that's exactly what you do to counter that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not sure how well versed they are in sort of Overwatch pipeline, but yeah, you just go, yeah, Death Blossom in a tight corridor with all 5 players, easy wins. Maybe they're taking a page out of the post bomb that hit them earlier on Ilios.
It feels like he's trying to use that as a smoke grenade and just like play around with it at a one-way angle. Anyway, slam in with the cage, but the Moira fades away and gets the coalesce inside it. That's a good find. It's a good play. Gets the healing through as well. There it is. Flixer does find one there, one onto Verity, the lamp brought down as well, and there's aggression from Benji. Doesn't land that biotic orb, and Rod with the overclock finds False, but it's solo HP, and there's the Moira jumping down. Benji gets the final blow, and Mag is not happy about that one apparently. A little spectator chat, and it's up to 70 here from by 5 Eagles. It looks like there's going to be 2-0 here on Flashpoint. Can they get the reverse sweep going?
To keep the team alive. Ah, no, go from Rod. I mean, he needs it though, like, he needs it really. Yeah, 93% and counting for the CS team.
So egotistical! What a duel from the Furs. Finds one.
Was that one shot, full HP headshot?
It was a lot of damage, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah. Fair play to our balance team here on the fly, quickly trying to figure out these numbers. It can't be easy, but the first is finding a way to make it work. Whether it's 15%, 50, or 35, they're finding a way.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's super challenging, right? I mean, look at that, 11-1, just blowing people up. But that extra healing with Reaper is so nice with the bonus damage too. It's just double amplification. It's a bit like, I was going to make a balloons reference. It's a bit like getting piercing damage on the Spike Factory. It's double value here. Central Apan finds the pylon. And here it comes, the Juno ultimate. But look what ult is online for by 5 Deagles. They have that Blossom once more. Are they going to invest it here or just the Cole? Those to defend, those to live. But Neto is caught out of town and it's so low. That's another find from Central Apan. It's a 3-piece. Looks to take that player of the game away from the Reaper. And looks to cap the first point for by 5 Deagles. Oh my goodness, what a nade from Central Apan. Oh my.
Yeah, finally a fight win here for how many drinks. All it took was one override protocol. Interesting there, seeing the Alari just thinking, if I hide behind a wall, no one can shoot me, right? That's just not how that works. 30% and counting as well now for the side of how many drinks as Wi-Fi people are looking to get the push in.
Yeah, but they have... Yeah, 3 ults here. They have that Ram ultimate. They have the Reaper and soon to be on that Alari too. And look how vulnerable Peekaboo is. Just get around the corner, but here comes the Genji. False looks to find it. And there's the Ram ult too, and the Reaper ult as well. And that's only 1 found this time from the first, but here comes the Alari 2 to follow up on it. And False combines onto 2. And that's just going to be a quick fight, 1 out by 5 Eagles. But how many drinks are up to 71%, sorry. So they definitely can recontest here. But both the ults they have, they're not allowed to use.
Yeah, I mean, they can take a bit of time, right? They have time to, like, let Central Atlan build up the override protocol, and maybe that's just their fight win again. By that time as well, they'll have the orbital ray, and that might be what they need. But the blade from False here, he can go quick, can just shut them down for that.
Yeah. And could also get, I don't know if he has the lifesteal perk, but that's also double value. It's like that Reaper, right? That blade with lifesteal could be huge. But look again, egotistical from the first onto the Kiriko. Finds one, easy peasy, but doesn't have the race to get out. It's a little bit too egotistical. There we go. The cooldown comes through and falls onto Central Lapan with the blade as well. It's a 2-piece there. And moves up to 3. And that's going to be it, surely. I don't know if there's time here for how many drinks.
Yeah, maybe
80%
like
up,
one
5
touch. Is there anyone near? Yeah, someone's gonna get a touch probably. Looks like maybe the
Yeah,
Mango will
yeah.
probably come straight in and probably use the cage fight straight away. They're not
With
much
that-
combative, but they have the healing in the house to just live it.
Here it is. What a slam as well. But doesn't investigate. There we go. Honestly, Lari as well does get blown up by that Sunstrike solo HP. But here comes the overall protocol as well. Finds 2. What a combination. Mashing those ults together to find huge value. Rod as well finding 1. But there's the coalescence to look to equalize that fight. Turn it back around in the favor of by 5 Eagles. The tank is still alive with Benji too. And it's just going to be a sustained battle here. The pylon needs to be broken. There it is. Rod onto it. Removes some of that healing. And Central Lapan blows up the Moira though. Now it's just Flixer alive. 4 by 5 Eagles. Is the recontest going to come through from the rest of the team? No, it doesn't look like it. And how many drinks combine with their knowledge and their power to turn that around, and looks like they might be able to get their first on to Siravasa. It's a vital fight to keep them alive, but it's still ongoing as the pylon's brought down early this time, and the Furs is around that corner, can get the recontest as well, goes for it. Actually, it's Silari looking to posture up on the angle, but they need to get there in time. 3%, 2%, 1%, there it is, contesting with the Moira, but so low with no fade invested. There's Karama onto Benji, and now with the orbital ray, Karama can get a second too, and Central Lapan onto Furs, onto Fulls on the back line. Solo HP, but here comes the round, flying through, flying forward. Gets low HP though, and it's going to be brought down, but there's no Death Blossom, gets 2, Peekaboo and Verity, both supports brought down. Here comes the Ramo as well, with the 125 that builds up fast enough to invest to give more survivability. The fight is still ongoing, the override protocol flies and Central Lapan finds the 2-piece. That's going to flip the fight once more, and they get the cap as well. And how many drinks stay alive with the longest fight of the game so far?
Honestly, I was gearing up for like, all right, there we go. Well done to by 5 Deagle. No, that was incredible. Wow. Yeah, I think Central Lapan there with the override protocol just is their win condition every time, and
Yeah.
Karuma just did such an amazing job of just living across the whole thing.
Yeah, I thought when Flixer built up that Ravenous Vortex, the Annihilation, I thought they'd have enough survivability to win out that fight with that bonus armor. But it wasn't enough, because Central Lapan just flew through, started the fight and ended the fight with override protocols, and looks to start the fight here with that life steal, but no, it's Spurs on the rod. And that's the first pick this time for by 5 Eagles, who get the cap as well for absolute free. False has the blade, but gets it stuck in the cage. Can't use it, just has to deflect to survive. Oh my god, deflects and takes down Verity. That damage is huge. And that was Central Lapan. What a shot there with the right click from False as well. The Genji is making molehills here for how many drinks to climb. Sorry, making mountains out of molehills. The molehills wouldn't be hard to climb, but the mountains brought about by the damage boost as False finds a third. And brought up instantly to full as well.
I think a lot of these fights can just be boiled down for like the ults online, right? I think when you looked at it, you're like, okay, the CS team, they have a lot of aim, and Overwatch, they have a lot of knowledge of the game, but like the only fights you're really seeing the Overwatch team win here are the fights where they are actually a bit more level playing field on the ults. So I think it just goes to show, like, actually, Overwatch isn't like as much of a knowledge game compared to CS's aim game as you think, and like it's actually more about like what you have to do.
Yeah, Peekaboo needs to get that Ray, but gets brought out by False instantly, and that's going to be the big ultimate for by 5D for how many drinks, and it's lost out early, but Rod trades onto the Genji. You can't invest away, but they need to touch the point. They're not going to touch the point. They didn't touch the point. They lost the game.
They didn't touch the point. That's it. That's game.
No, that's done. Well, that was nice work there from the Overwatch team. Yeah,
honestly,
I did feel like
a strong performance.
Yeah. Maybe it's the first, right, with that Death Blossom. Surely, no, it's actually Central Lapan did steal it away with that override protocol and the nade. Really nice work, and I think that was the most fair map of all. It looked quite difficult for the Overwatch team, but that's how it should be on their home game. And Central Lapan made huge plays here. This nade was unreal, but that is enough for the CS team to take the series 1-0, and we're going to be moving towards their game of Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
So
I think winning on the off home advantage, you need that, right? You'd expect Overwatch win Overwatch, CS win CS, but like winning the opponent's game. If you're the Overwatch team now, you are on the back foot. You are worried. You're thinking, oh no, I've never played CS before. Oh, they're just gonna beat us again. And if you're the CS team, you're thinking, oh, Overwatch, easy. CS is clearly the harder game now. We're the best, and it's like the morale boost that CS team have, and the ability to snowball is the potential is very high here.
Yeah, absolutely. And there we see the maps overall. It was the Overwatch team to take the first one on Ilios, but after a little bit of amplification to their damage and their healing and their ultimates, the CS team managed to bring back the series in a reverse sweep fashion, winning it 2-1 and giving them the advantage as they go to their home map. I believe now... Sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, I think those points show like a really good job of how those maps went. Like instant 2-0 to the Overwatch team, and that's fine. But then like you see 3-1, 3-1 on both sides for the CS game. You just show like, yeah, the CS team had it with a little fight. I mean, they get 1 point, but like it was clear. Like Ilios, great sweep for the Overwatch team. Other two maps, decent sweep for the CS team.
Yeah, I believe now we are going to be going to a short break, and after the break, we're going to unfortunately have to say goodbye to Legolas. So you can say goodbye now. If you want to.
Goodbye. Thank you for having me. Good luck to the Overwatch team. Yippee.
And we'll be bringing you the Counter-Strike map, but prior to that, we will be talking a little bit about bowel cancer and other general bits and bobs from the Norwegian Cancer Society Association. Remember, this is in partnership with them, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back after the break. See you shortly. Hello and welcome back to our beautiful Overwatch versus Counter-Strike charity stream in association with the Norwegian Cancer Society. I am now joined by Joe Too Cool. How are you doing, Joe?
Doing absolutely amazing. How about yourself?
I'm having a good time. Did you get to catch the first map, the first series, the first game?
Oh, absolutely. No, we had to watch that, and honestly, wasn't the result we kind of expected, but that's what we're gonna have. CS team being able to win in Overwatch. Now, what can Overwatch team show? To CS in their own game. Can they take the respective game off of themselves? It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun, and that's what we love to see.
And before we get into that, I do have to remind you once again that this is in coordination with the Norwegian Cancer Association. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what they're doing in regards to bowel cancer. So, talking about bowel cancer, right? It's in Norway since 2022, everyone in the country has been offered a free bowel cancer screening after their 55th birthday. This is not quite the image. This is the about the section, but it is still very important information that gives you. There we go. It's our bowel cancer screening, right? We have information about what their free screening at their 55th birthday. It's a very it's a very important thing to fund, and it has been funded. And it's just making people aware that that this is a tool offered to them, or more likely, if you're watching the stream, it's a tool offered to your parents or your grandparents. Definitely something worth doing, just in case, just to check. And there are a few markers of bowel cancer, a few common markers are things like blood in your stool or like inconsistent bowel movements, things that feel off to you. And it's just, even if it's not bowel cancer, it's always worth testing for it, because the earlier you catch a cancer, the better it is. And that's just just a little bit of what the association is part of, and part of the work they do. There's obviously other things they do as well. They offer other things such as counseling, and there are contact numbers that anyone is free to contact. But importantly here, there's bowel screening for free for anyone 55 or above, and that is super important and super impressive, so thank you to them once more. Now onto the Counter-Strike, and it's the home game for the Counter-Strike team, which of course means they'll be suffering the grand punishments of the fact they're playing their own game. It's not quite as easy in Counter-Strike to buff one team, so we're going to nerf the other one instead. And there are a few things that we have to talk about for the Counter-Strike team, a few things that they do not have access to. So from the first, and it's up until the Overwatch team get an X amount of rounds. So until the Overwatch team get 4 rounds, the CS team have no sound and only pistols. After that, they get access to sound. Then after 6 rounds from the Overwatch team, they get access to shotguns. Then after 8 rounds, they get access to the scout. And after 11 rounds won by the Overwatch team, they get the Galil and the FAMAS, depending on what side they're on. And obviously they keep their prior guns, so they'll keep the shotguns and scouts available. So as the Overwatch team get further into the game, the CS team have access to more things. It's important to note they have access to the Zeus the entire time, that's counting out of the pistols, and they don't have access to utility. So there's no utility, just pistols and no sound and the Zeus early on. And then obviously the knife is available, and as the game goes forward, they unlock shotguns, they unlock the scout, they unlock the Galil FAMAS. How are you expecting that to affect how this plays out, Joe?
Oh my god, it's gonna be fun, seeing like just even having the thing that you can't pick your favorite guns, it could put just some kind of pressure on them. But you know what, it's their game, so we're also certain that they can do such a great job, even if they are weakened by the stuff that are gonna happen to them. And at the same time, it's Overwatch team, so they don't have a lot of hours in CS, so it's gonna be fun to see how they can do it. How well can they go against players that are loving CS, having so many hours in CS, and just wanting to get this to 2-0. But once they unlock the guns, it's gonna be a game on, and they are gonna be trying to catch up on so hard. So I'm expecting a close fight over here, and honestly really hope that they can bring it the same way that CS team did bring to the table in Overwatch.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is also important to note that the map choice will be decided by a knife round. And that is looking like if the Overwatch team win that knife round, we'll be going to Mirage, and if the CS team wins it, they go to Nuke. And I think that is a big deal because Mirage is maybe alongside Dust and maybe even Inferno you could put in the category, but I think it's Mirage and Dust are the most known maps in Counter-Strike. And Nuke it's definitely famous, right? But if you don't play Counter-Strike, Nuke is not an easy one to pick up. It's so confusing, and I can see why CS went towards it. You've got the only thing that I think would be a bit more complicated would be Vertigo, but Nuke is about as complicated as you get. Your site is on top of the other one. You've got outside just going into secrets. It's awful to play as if you've never played it before. And I think really Overwatch have to win this knife round if they want as good a chance as possible. And also, I got my eyes on a couple players from the CS team. I've got my eyes on Flixer, who's typically their AWPer, because I imagine on the AWP you're playing first bullet accuracy. That's the most important thing. And on pistol rounds, that bullet accuracy with your single fire guns, very important. And obviously unlocking the scout relatively early into the game, about halfway through, is when the Overwatch team has 8 rounds. You can get the scout involved. I think Flixer could be a massive factor here. And also False, who's typically, I believe, their entry fragger and has self-titled the headshot machine, so with those deagles could be doing a lot of damage. Definitely some players to look out for here. Of course the whole team probably going to be a bit demonic on that server with those pistols, but Overwatch having that advantage and having a slightly cut down roster, obviously dropping down from their 7 players that we saw prior. They'll be playing alongside for Counter-Strike. Can I find this? I can. It is going to be Central Apan, Karama, Rod, Gucci and Linda playing the Counter-Strike.
Oh my god, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Honestly, it's just oh god. But no. Also, we gotta give it up for Sago. We've seen how much stuff has he done when they were playing Overwatch. So now transitioning his aim into Counter-Strike, that should be relatively great. But you never can just say, okay, they're in their own game, you know. It's gonna be an easy fight. Even with all of those nerves that they're gonna be having, it could be pretty much a fair fight until, you know, well, let's be honest, until they get all the way towards the last round where they unlock Famas and Galil. That's gonna absolutely destroy them. But yeah, for the knife round, I am praying to God that we do not watch Mirage, because oh my god, playing it so much and having to go back there, it's just given, you know, just bad memories.
Yeah.
in CS 1.6 it was still okay, but ever since CSGO and then CS2, absolutely not. So Nuke, yeah, it's gonna be confusing when you hear the plant and you're on the wrong side. You don't even know where to go. You can come from 7 different sides. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Honestly, I can't wait to get into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we do that, let's have a look at what the experience gap will be like as we get towards the knowledge of their hours. Because obviously CS is a game that is, I think, a little bit easier to pick up than Overwatch in terms of like the complexities of it. It's pretty basic. It's attack, you plant the bomb, and then defense, you defuse the bomb or stop them planting. It's pretty quick time to kill. So I think having lower hours shouldn't be as dangerous, but there is a massive gap in those hours, obviously, with the CS main team, as we would like to get a look at their roster if possible and have a quick gander at the numbers that they've been hitting to get onto this Vanir Quick main team. And on the other side, the Overwatch team, how limited their experience could be is very important, and those hours are what can be that massive factor in that comparison point. I could read it off as well while we are waiting to find out, and it's looking, I mean, Flixer has 14,500 hours. Netar has 10,400 hours. Sugoi just under 10k. Benji 4.3. False 3.3. So even the lowest end is 3,300 hours, which is obnoxiously high. And on the other side, we have Central Apan, who actually has 2.8k. There it is. There's our graphic. That is beautiful as well. That is so gorgeous. What a gorgeous graphic. But look at those numbers combining to make what, 30,000 hours, maybe 40,000 hours. And on the Overwatch team, we have one player who's never played it at all, Mysterious, who I don't actually think is going to be competing on this, which makes a lot of sense. But Linda with 2.3 and Central Apan with 2.8 will definitely be the heavy hitters. Even Gucci and Rod here with 800 and 200 respectively have got enough experience to understand the game. So I understand why the picks have been like the 5 they picked is the 5 they picked, right? You've gone for your most experienced players, your best players, trying to make it through to Rocket League where you can bring in Mysterious with his big 1750 hours. But yeah, it's Central Lapland really and Linda are going to be the big deals for the Overwatch team.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, what more to say? It's gonna be a lot of fun. Just loving that they are bringing. You okay? Well, well, I mean, it should be good. Oh, okay. Oh my god, yeah.
Sorry, I'm dying over here. I just started choking on my water, and my production goes away. Yeah, ETA to game 20 minutes, and I'm like, but no, we're almost getting into this knife round, which we brought to you on Inferno, which is another fan favorite map. Is one I mentioned earlier. I'm dying. Keep talking.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be. We're gonna be heading over to Inferno to do a quick knife round. We're gonna decide if we're going to Nuke or we're going to Mirage. Mirage was picked by Overwatch, while Nuke was picked by CS, as you have said just a bit ago. For those who are just joining, we should be heading in relatively soon. But yes, it will be a good experience. We are expecting a lot from Overwatch players, knowing that they have a good amount of hours. Well, not as many as CS, but you can expect it from them. So it should
Here we
be
go.
a fair fight. And yes, here we
Okay.
go.
So on our CT's, oh my god, on our CT side we have the Counter-Strike team, and on the T's it's the Overwatch team. Who that's popping B, it's your girl. I don't know, but it's domination from the CS team. They got this practice on the knife rounds. They absolutely wiped the floor, which means we will be going towards Nuke. And I think you're happy about that one.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's gonna be confusing. It could get really confusing for Overwatch team, but they have experience. They shouldn't be as confused as you really, expect it to be. But those entry sites are gonna be lethal when it comes to CS just coming in, storming in from every single side that they can and just go for you. But yeah, they're just gonna be warming up for a bit, just trying to get into the spirit of Counter-Strike to see what they can bring to the table. It's best of one, so you know what, let's just hope for the best game. But at the same time, I'm kind of hoping more towards the Overwatch win, so that we can have Rocket League and see who's gonna be crowned the champion here. Not get it on 2-0. Let's go all through with it. So let's just have a banger match and see what they can absolutely do on Nuke.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I want to get to Rocket League. I can judge them so hard. It's the one game here that I'm going to be better than the actual players on the server on. So I'm looking to get towards that. But we will be seeing the terrorists of Overwatch versus the counter-terrorists of Counter-Strike. And I think that's popping, or what's popping B, it's your girl, is Linda. And we're going to go with Linda for the rest of the game. And it's looking like a pretty standard buy. Obviously, the CT is not able to get any util, so just going full Kevlar. And on the other side, it's also full Kevlar because they probably don't know how to use util as well.
Well, yeah, and that is what we're expecting as well. Just going in very slowly, but we get a first kill there. Natar is gonna take Central Pan out, but Kurama falls as well. Wow, Linda gets a head back, and now only 1v4. What can Gucci do here in the first round? There we go. Gucci is gonna get one, but he is all alone. He's searching for that B side, wanting to go through and try to plant the bomb. You need to have that money. Oh, that was a close shot.
Yeah, the first contact found. It's just Jiggle Peaks though, delaying all that time, waiting. Taking down that clock down to the minute mark. Gucci, in such a difficult situation, finds a nice headshot onto the first, as you've mentioned prior, but just playing with his food here, Benji. Making life difficult for the Overwatch team in this first round. And it's the, I think, easiest round, right, for the CTs. It's the one where it's equal, where it's equalized. Overwatch have no advantage here, which means CS are going to take full advantage of it. Jumping around that corner as well. It's going to allow Gucci to make it to that B site and get that plant. Going for an open plant as well, which is I think honestly the only way to get in this game is to force him onto that bomb, and then he's only got 2 bullets. He's only got 2 bullets and he's dead. It's a nice shot from Flixer. Onto Gucci, finding that headshot, finding that first round for the counter-terrorists, for the Counter-Strike team. And I think, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. The guy going huge. You mentioned him prior to the game starting, that he was shooting well in Overwatch, and comes into CS, shoots well again, and gets that round forward.
It should be all fun towards here. Second round, what can they do? You know, being able to get some more guns now. It's not going to be a fair fight as you'd want it. You know, no utils for CS team. That means that it's going to be a little bit harder for them to do. But here we are back in the game. The second round has officially started, but can they do something? Are they going? Oh no, it's not full. I was expecting it, but now this. It is a full force, and we already had one down. This is what it's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. As soon as I saw this game start with the pistols early doors, I wanted to see Overwatch abuse those FMGs, and they've gone for a full force head armor Mach 10 rush, and they're going to find Flixer as well, who can't land that headshot. Linda gets another, and that's a massive round. It's just Benji. And there is some low HP, right? It's Gucci down to 18, Rod down to 18, Karama's half, Linda's half. It's definitely winnable on that deagle. A couple body shots and a couple of headshots could be the one to close it. And that's the first headshot by Benji, looking to make it doable in this 1v4 situation. 2 round that wall, spams towards the grenade, can't land that shot. The Mach 10 sprinting, and they just got to run him down. There it is. It's a crossfire. It's a beautiful setup, playing off each other. And that's 3 alive for the terrorists, for the Overwatch team. For how many drinks? But the good news, I guess, for the CS team, if you're playing pistol only, is it means you never have to worry about your economy.
No, absolutely. And no utils, no guns until a little bit later on means that you're going to be golden. As soon as that happens, and as soon as you unlock that, it's going to be interesting few rounds. You know, having AKs now, Central Japan and Gucci are going to go for it. They don't want to play with Mach 10s. They want to go in and see what they can do with AKs, trying to rush outside, going towards the B side. They are not going to be spotted, not as of right now, because no one is watching over that.
They also can't hear. They have no noise.
Yeah, true.
So the first 4 rounds, they can just make it, like, you don't even have to slow down your pace. The only, what a shot from a Sugoi on that 5.7. I think that's going to be the gun of the day. I think the 5.7 is the most versatile pistol. The Deagle, obviously, very strong as well, with Benji finding that headshot, but the 5.7 at the close range one shot can counteract that run and gun from the Mach 10, but you don't have to stop pressing W when they can't hear you. It's a 3v3 situation, and Karama's on the flank fast, but it's a beautiful headshot by Flixer. Gucci's going to equalize it with that AK. Comes in for another one, Karama finds one. It's a 1v1 now situation. 4 HP onto False. No bullets in the mag for Karama. And the Deagle, it just has to hit one body shot. There it is, closing it out. False brought down. But it's super nice work from the Counter-Strike team. Super close game. Super close round, sorry. And that is really, I think it's making me a little bit nervous when they do get those guns online.
Absolutely, you know, it was a really close round. Only Karama alive, but Karama with the 3k, it was a massive, almost being able to get it through and defuse the bomb to take the lead there, but just, you know, Karama having that mech, he was just sprinting all around and just absolutely demolishing with those bullets. Thankfully, he managed to reload in time, so now with the 2-1 for them, they are getting closer to CS team actually having sound, and Central Japan is gonna get Benji down already, and already 4v5. What can CS team do here? Central Japan gonna go towards that half HP, but nothing more expected. Gucci is gonna take down False, and with 3 players now on CS team alive, what can they do? They can't find one, but it's already.
Yeah, so Goy finds the first, but gets traded by Gucci, who looks like he knows what he's doing. Checking those angles, got those slicing the pie peaks down to a T. Netar looks to find Gucci, but there's the AK spray, and it's a second for the Gucci AK. Flixer brought down low too, and look at that knife as well. This is a guy who definitely plays this game with a 4K and a stat track Karamba Doppler. Beautiful stuff from Gucci, flexing those muscles, and it's only one more round until CS can finally hear. But for now, it's a bit of a lead getting taken by the Overwatch team.
I mean, not more has been expected, you know, except that one close run. It's like you can't hear, so you just have to find out until one of your teammates is down so that you can know the position of this Overwatch players. So it's going to be interesting. They are going to be waiting. They are waiting on the box. They don't want to rush in. I mean, you're playing CT side. Just wait for them to come here. But now Zaku being a problem. Central Pan is right behind him. No shot fired. No. Oh my.
I mean, he's got all of the sight, and Karama's found one on his Netar as well. Central Appen just running it down, gets the first, and gets back to safety in main. But that's Flixer and Benji combining onto Karama and Central Appen, and now 3 alive in a 3v3. But Benji can't land the free kill. What's poppin', B? It's your girl Linda gets brought down by Benji after finding one, and there's Benji onto another. It's a 3-piece for the Deagle. Oh, there's the swing! And the body shots come through! What a find by Benji! And always going to have defuse kits with that money in the bank. Rod can't land that kill. And that's a beautiful 4-piece for the Counter-Strike team.
Absolutely lovely to see. I mean, they are not going to unlock it for themselves. Not as of right now. You know, they just need Overwatch team to win one more round so they can have sounds. And maybe what we just had in that main, it's not gonna happen again. Central Alpan saw him 3 times, but you know, with those sounds, you're just sprinting around waiting for, you know, actually to be shot, but that's not gonna happen. What is Overwatch team gonna do now? Still 4 people gonna go outside thinking no one is there. Kochi with an AVP, can he find anything here? Yeah, no, he can. No. Oh, Benji and Falls are gonna take 2 people down, 2 enemies down. Oh my god, those were beautiful shots. Oh my god.
They're killing it right now. Netta as well. Just a 1v3 now for Central Apan. You can't quite find the first for free. Now in a difficult situation, turns the 180s onto Flixer. The Orpa brought down. Not having the big green, just a little small deagle for him. He can't find it, and Central Apan, he gets a second. What a crosshair placement read. Can he find the third? 64 now. One more body, but finds the head of Netta and Central Apan in a beautiful clutch. Gives sound to CS, but 2 found before they get the audio, and that's Central Apan with a monstrous round.
Absolutely. That 180 is one of the most beautiful shots that you can have. I love when that happens, but not when it happens that I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, it goes like that. But now with 4-2, it's gonna be fun. What can CS team do here? Are they gonna be rushing again? Does it seem like everyone? Nope. Oh
my god.
1 HP on Kurama.
And they have audio now, but it doesn't matter when Netta's just hitting 2 double headshots. His crosshair placement's perfect. His reaction times match that too, and they find the opening jewels. And now it's difficult. I actually think the AWP is slightly disadvantageous for the terrorists because it forces them to be stationary when their advantage here is mobility. And Sugoi, with the 5-7, brings it to a 5v2. Just cutting down the tail to the 7, but now it's a 1. And it's just Rod with an AWP and a 1v5. Finds one, finds none more. As they jump him down, go for the knife kill. The economy doesn't even matter. It's just BM at that point. And it's a guy who gets the pick. Closes it out, much akin to the opening round that got us to nuke in the first place. And that is beautiful work from the CS team. 4-3. That first round with noise goes their way.
That was definitely nasty. Getting that knife kill is gonna leave a mark on him. And what can they do now to respond to it? I'm not sure. You know, having sounds on, you can see how better you can play. You know, having sounds, but that didn't really matter for Netter. He managed to get 2K, right?
Yeah.
On that outside, and it was huge for them already as a team. They already had a great advantage, and now.
Oh, Sugoi with that 5-7 up close. But it's 1, it's 2. Oh my goodness, that adjustment was unbelievable. Goes positive on that trade and brings his team in an advantageous position, but they do get towards the B site. The Overwatch team have made it there. The smoke on the door opening. Are they going to go for that find? Or are they going to play safe? There it is. A swing out from a terrorist, from a counter-terrorist, gets mollied out, forced back away, but there is a player towards the ramp as well. It's so dangerous. Force finds a head onto Linda. Central Lapan in such a difficult situation, down to 14, spam down, and it's just 1 left, and it's Karama, and he's down as well. Flixer, and they are making it look so easy with those deagles.
Yeah, absolutely. We thought this would be, you know, a nerve to them, but it doesn't seem like one as of right now, absolutely destroying them with the 5-7 and Deagle. Apparently, that's all it takes for them to being able to get back into it as soon as they have the sounds. Seems like it was not a good idea to give them sounds already. Maybe we would have been a little bit closer, but you never know what can happen and who can find the flicks where. So 4-4 as of right now, but that does not mean that the game is over. Not as of right now. Well, they're in the lobby waiting, but Central Alabama is not gonna find anyone. Kurama just going around.
Ooh,
There
the
we go,
Zeus.
Gucci.
It is interesting as well because normally, right? Okay, actually, we're going to get into a fight here, and the headshot not going to be landed by Benji. You can't quite adjust on Central Athlon onto Flicker as well. The fast entries are the value finds. Rod onto False as well, and that's a flawless round. Overwatch reminding us that they can take the lead here. And I do want to talk a little bit about Nuke, right? Because typically, it's a CT-sided map. You have advantage a little bit on that defensive side. Less so in Counter-Strike 2, right? CSGO is a bit more heavy that way. But an interesting equalizing factor with the way our nerf system works for this map is the fact that Overwatch team will have to have more rounds as we go to that second half. So the T side for the Counter-Strike team will have more open from the get-go. They'll have more options. They'll have sound straight away, right? They didn't have sound on that first pistol. They'll have sound in the second pistol. They'll have shotguns likely in the second pistol if Overwatch keep pursuing on forwards. Well, not the pistol doesn't matter, but for following that, right, they'll have more options for them in that half. But Benji's opening this round up with a Gucci headshot. And towards red, are they looking to find anything? Benji can't land a second, goes for another swing, and what's popping runs it down. It's Linda onto Sagoi with that Mac 10. 1 HP onto Central Apan and 41 onto Linda. So it's some low HP found as we get ourselves into a 44 false. Looks to find another headshot. Karama can't quite get the bullet off in time. And it's slightly advantageous. Benji's going to find a fight. And it's a beautiful headshot found onto Rod, who doesn't quite hit the door, doesn't turn in time. And there's Linda walking into 2. And now it's Central Apan with 1 HP and a 1v4. Jumps around the corner, beautiful headshot onto the first, but can't find the second as Benji baits for False to find the final blow to make it 5-5 as we close towards the end of this half.
Absolutely. It was 1 HP and a dream for them, but that didn't work, you know. Have not been able to do anything there. 1 kill was enough for them to be able to still full buy here. Even though they are very low, the economy is not looking the best, but maybe they can turn around like they did 2 rounds ago when they absolutely did almost a flawless round. But let's see what can they do more over here. Trying to go to the lobby. Gucci is gonna throw it in the hut. Nothing major. There's no one there. So now they are thinking smart. Where do we want to go? Trying to go into A. They are scared of that Zeus. You can see it. He is peeking that. Oh, Linda's gonna get it through the door even if needed. But on the hut, you have to be very careful. This Zeus is waiting for you.
And there's one from the Zeus. False finds it. And it's Neto not checked out. Finds one. Oh, what a shot by Linda. There's a 90-degree flick there. Upwards as well. Add a little bit more. Add a Z axis to that angle. They get the plant down in 3v3. Central Apan advantageous in this fight with the AWP, but gets traded instead by Linda. Gucci found by Flixer though, and Linda's on for an ace here. Finds 3, has 100 left. Gets the molly off and swings with it, burning out False. And there's Central Apan actually swinging out with the AWP. And that's Linda and Central Apan combining for the final blow. That's the teammates combined for the 2 of them. 3 and 2. And they are going to at least to draw this half, which is good value for the Overwatch team.
Yeah, absolutely. And being able to win the round, they are going to be having, you know, a good amount of money to still full buy in the last round and not have, you know, not just be like, oh, we can't use the guns that we would want to at the end of the game. But now, before we end this half, they are having shotguns. Now, this will be interesting. 4 mags and XM. What can they do with it?
I feel like the XM is the best buy, surely.
True, but at the same time, it's just like wait around the corner and you're just gonna get a Kurama getting the first kill. The False is gonna be down. Now this could open a site, maybe. Oh, but Flixa!
And don't forget they got the Deagles too. Flixer finds the second, and he's singing out. Benji finds Rod with that Mag 7, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Mag's the best shotgun, but Central Lappine's holding for that, and I think Benji's getting a little bit aggressive with that angle. When you force him to push into you, it's a lot easier to win those shotgun fights, but instead he goes for the swing, and Central Lappine hits a nice shot onto the jumping target. Now down into a 2v2 situation. We can slow things down a little bit as Gucci's got that slow walk, cutting audio, and posturing towards this A site, and there is Neta around that door, around that corner. But instead, Gucci's going to go towards the high ground, and I like this play. Get towards that ladder room, go up, maybe on the outside, try and be silent the entire way, and it's going to be that decision made by the two of them, because that's the least likely position for the shotguns to be. Of course, could be up that ladder, could be posturing there, but they aren't going to be there. As we know, there's a step made, and that's an audio cue given, but have they heard it? Does it matter? As they have made it towards the site, and they can stay towards the high ground. Advantage for that ladder, but it's going to be pushed on. Gucci has to get out of here. Behind him, the Mag 7 finds one, and there's Central Lappine on the trade. Low HP, 34 health. Is dead to a body and drops, makes noise, gives the audible, gives the audio, flashes to the left. Can he flash to the right? Doesn't choose to do so, goes to the swing instead, and that's a beautiful find. 7-5. Overwatch take the half and give themselves a good chance to take this map and take this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Central Lappine being able to get the last kill. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I was not a fan of jumping down from heaven. You know that but at the same time, yeah, they still had Deagle, but it was close one. It could have gone both way. Thankfully for Overwatch team, it did go their way, and after the half, they are gonna go in 7-5. It's gonna be a really fun half now. What can the CS team do over here? You know, maybe they prefer the T side, so we are just gonna see what we're gonna have outside. Oh, Kurama is gonna take Nether down. Oh my, that was a beauty. That was a beauty.
Yeah, and look at Gucci being boosted up here as well. It's an angle that they won't be expecting because you don't think the other team knows CS as well. And there's a 4 stack towards ramp. If they push into this, it's death. But False with the Deagle onto Kurama trades out that opening blow, and that's going to equalize it. False is going to be brought down though by Central Lappine, and it's now back to advantage for the CTs. But Benji's looking to equalize it once more. Flicks to that burst, but doesn't go for a shot. Instead, looks to hold towards that vent. As there is Sagoy holding this heaven angle. They're going to swing into it. He's going to tap out and make an audible. And oh, that was the position now, but Rod is still looking to take a fight here. Does he? He's not noticed Sagoy. Despite the shot and the plants come through, there's no kit, so they have to speed up the pace. Sagoy finds one, Flixer finds the second, and now it's just Gucci in a 1v3. Can't find the first. Flixer runs it down, and that's 7-6 as the T's look to start a little small comeback.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, it's expected. It's the first round and a half, so they are pretty much gonna be tied when it comes to everything, because they do start with 800, but now what can they do? They are gonna, well, at least Central Lappine and Kurama are gonna be forcing. Rod is gonna join as well, but Linda just making sure to take only 5-7 and Kevlar. So this should be interesting. Gonna be rushing fully in on A. What can they do? Central Lappine is gonna get a kill, but then 3 of them will fall, and now with 4v2, this seems like it could go, well, the perfect way, and that means
Oh my god.
3. Oh, this is gonna be a tie.
Yeah, Kurama gets a Zeus kill, but gets knifed. I mean, that's about as even as you can get, right? That's about as even as you can get. And I think this is maybe going to be a little bit of a sign of what's to come for the T's, right? When you have those Tech 9s and you can get a rush involved. No U2 makes it very difficult, makes it very risky, but you're playing on those pistols, it's about the pace of the game. A couple of Novas are sort of invested in an XM as well, so they are just going to spend some of the money that they have. They obviously don't have the Scout quite yet. It's one more Overwatch round for them to get it. And here the Overwatch team, because they forced up a little bit, don't have the best guns. So it's still relatively equal for both teams here.
Absolutely. It's gonna be interesting, but they are, I mean, Central Lappine is gonna buy the 4K! They're gonna fall, no ace for him, but Linda is gonna take the final kill, and they regain the lead back into Overwatch hands. 8-7. That was a crazy round. 2 times in a row trying the same tactics. Is Overwatch team gonna pick up on it? Are they gonna be like, okay, they have gone 2 times for the same side, both every time going through lobby into Squeaky, and now what are they gonna do? Are they gonna be like, let's try and position for it? Or is CS team gonna try to take another approach? Seems like they already know that that could be happening, so Rod
gonna build
is
him up
outside. Oh yeah, they have to be careful. Oh,
My god.
yep.
Yeah,
Rod,
Rod's massively caught
that's
out by the scouts. And Central Japan has the AWP, but those scouts can be dangerous, especially if they hit their headshots. And oh my god, through the window, through the head, through the skull. Poppin trades it, Linda finds one, but the spam comes through with False and Flixer. To find Linda, Karama now in a vulnerable situation, gets a headshot, but gets caught by the scout as well. So they're both players low HP here. And in a 1v4 situation, Karama's not happy about this one. Smiley face painted on the wall. Disease comes through, doesn't find the connection. Karama's got it down to 1v3. The spam's coming through the wall, looking to get that final blow. But now just posturing inside this hut. Low HP on 2 targets, but low HP on the target finder as well. And they just get a spamming through the wall. 2 HP now, gets 1, and they're both, oh my god, everyone, there's a combined HP pool here of, what, 19?
yeah.
And he's gonna flash himself. Oh no, he's gone for the pop.
A little bit of a problem here for Karama is that he only has 30 bullets. And that would be it. Oh, you can hear him. Oh, you need to run. And that's exactly what's going to happen. They are rotating towards the B side. 34 seconds on the clock. You absolutely have to hurry, but this could be lethal.
Knife.
Oh, he knew. Oh, God. 1v1. Karama on 2 HP, but False not much better on 11 HP. What gonna happen? Oh, it's coming from behind. False knows that. Is going to run for his dear life.
Yeah, advantage here for Karama with the gun here. The MP9 is definitely a better weapon against an 11 HP target than the Deagle is. So many bullets to spam, but only 24 left in the mag. You're right. Has to find that bomb as well. Knows the fuse kit, so False can just play for this tap, play for the swing on the door as soon as the tap comes through. False can't. I mean, Karama can't find it. There it is. And False is gonna wait. Knows no kits available. Can swing in 3, 2, 1. There it is. It's a headshot to Boo. Unnecessary overkill, but it's a beautiful find. And that's another round for the T's. Another round for the Counter-Strike players. Whew. It's getting exciting.
Absolutely having crazy rounds over here, but this is exactly what we want to see. And with 8-8, you know, everything's still open, everything's still on the table. But what's next? Scout is unlocked after the 8th round was won, and then Famas and Galil are the only ones that are missing. But that's gonna be if Overwatch team does get towards that 11 rounds, towards that match point. So let's see what they can do over here. That's gonna be a good shot from Karama, but there we go. Okay, that's a bit of a trade. Not the best, but False is on 12 HP, so it's still very much open for it.
Oh my god.
Netar.
Netar is unreal. He's going crazy. Their self-proclaimed headshot machine gets a headshot through the wall and finds a 2-piece in this round so far. Can't land that third. There it is. 2 body shots is good enough to take down Linda. And only suffering down to 24. Still on 76. Still healthy as Netar. Looking to get towards that ace. Find all the cards in that collection. With the Zeus as well. It's a Max 7 versus Zeus. But Segoy with an XM from a mile away. Blasts the dome of Gucci. And now Central Japan in a 1v4 situation. 41 HP and an MP9. The bomb is planted. Segoy is outside this ladder room. And that's where the player's going to come towards. But is he going to be aware of it? He is. The XM though. It's unwinnable now. As soon as he dies, Segoy is going to land it. And False is going to kill his teammate by accident. Just a little bit extra. But it doesn't matter because they get up to 9. That's unreal.
Yeah, very very interesting shot from False. He did find another headshot there. Maybe it was on his teammate, but it's all good. They did manage to win the round, so it's going to be not even a retake of the lead. Were they leading at some point? I'm not sure. I'm forgetting stuff really quickly. But 9-8 for the CS side. So what can they do here to respond to the CS team? Let's see.
I think the only time they were leading was in the pistol. Oh my god, it's a nice go headshot. The only time they were leading were in the pistol, but it's traded out instantly. Central Japan on the 5-7, and it's a low buy for the CTs. It's the worst gun actually getting the value, but Segoy runs it down, and they go for a run boost into Secret. Karama's going to swing it just in time. Can he find it? There's one. Can he go for the second one? False has killed Segoy through the wall. And flicks it with a no-skip onto Karama. Keeps it in a 2v2. I can't tell if that was intentional. It feels like it must have been. Because I don't know what the situation would be where it would be accidental, but maybe just on that ramp fight, finds the wrong player. Flix is looking to get some spams through walls, a little bit simple style. Here's the fight. MP7 on Gucci, and False just lines up the headshot, only takes a lick of damage as well. Central Japan swings forward with the 5-7 with the no-scope comes through and closes it out, and it's T's up to 10. Counter-Strike looking to close out this. Oh, there it is. There's a shot. Looking to close it out. because they did win that Overwatch series. If they take this map, we'll see no Rocket League straight to Kahoot. So it's up to the Overwatch team here to make a comeback, make a stand, and there's M4s on the side of them now to try and do so.
Yeah, I mean, they just want to get the job done and absolutely are successful at it as of right now. 10-8 for that CS team. They really are. Oh my god. Did look at Linda's health.
Wait, what happened?
The-
What happened? The
there was
knife?
the knife in the back just
Oh,
happened.
no.
So
Ensa goes at no scope. Oh my god! And that's, wait, that's team damage. It was just a body shot. So Linda died because of the team damage. So there's Gucci waiting for one. And gets another with Rod as well. They're going to mow them down. It's just one alive. Flicks at 43 HP. And it's a 1v3. That was a chaotic start to a round. Some 360s, some no scopes. Feeling like old school Call of Duty. Flicks is going to bait out a shot. But Gucci wide swings with the Famous. Finds a third. And gets up to 9. Overwatch not out of it yet. It's good.
hey, I mean, you know, if all it takes is Linda getting backstabbed, I think she's all up for it. If that's gonna be the one to win them the round, 9-10, yeah. But as we can see, anything can still happen, and it's just so interesting to see. That was a crazy no scope. Like, we're having so many no scopes from CS team. It's just absolutely amazing. You just love to see it because you know well that if you were the one to try it, we're just failing. So seeing the pros
Yeah.
doing it, it's absolutely beautiful. But now outside, Gucci is gonna find two.
Karama getting
continue?
double assists as well. It's nice teamwork. Gucci onto 3. Can he get the ace? Is we going to see the first one of the day, or is Central Lapan going to take it away from him? Round red. Oh, it's Segoy actually with a no-scope. It looks for another, but Central Lapan runs him down with his teammate, and there's Pulse in the back line. Can't line that shot up, and it's now a difficult situation for the Deagle. 1v4, and they're going to swing you together. That's a nice 1-2-3. And Central Lapan takes down the final blow, and we're tied to 10-10. One round off those for Mass. Actually, it's Galil buys, isn't it? Because they're on the tee. One round off the Galil. But right now, Overwatch keeping it competitive, keeping it close, double digits for both, and it's a long-winded game, a long-winded map, and I'm happy to be seeing this.
No, absolutely. This is exactly what we want to see. Both of the teams just going back to back with it. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at that, 24-13 for Central Lapan. It's absolutely hideous. Like, it's just, oh my god, he's in there. He's absolutely destroying it. And Karama is gonna get
another.
one. Benji getting one back, but now this could be a little. It's 4v4 in a situation where it's 10-10. So you have to play careful. And now with 28 HP, he has to be the one that's careful,
Ooh,
but
nice
now
find,
it's gonna
Linda.
fall. Linda did manage to find a kill, but so did Flixa. They are just trading every single. Oh!
But
Well,
nice
well,
from
well.
Central Lapan. There's that top fragger looking to equalize the score, 2-2. Low HP, half HP, but dead. Actually, in the context of a scout that's low HP, has picked up an M4. I don't think that's legal, but we'll see what the rules are behind that. I think he's just going for the deagle. That's okay. We can agree with this one, false. But yeah, it's nice work, right, from the T's, bring it into a slightly advantageous situation, slowing the time down. But that's a beautiful shot from Gucci. Takes the body to boot, and it puts False in a situation where he can win it. In a similar position to the prior round, to the prior clutch, towards that garage area. But here's Central Lapan hiding behind that vent. Gucci's inspecting the knife because he's just flexing us, I guess. But there's the bomb. Makes an audible as well. False looks to bait out some shots, bait out some noise. There's one. It's a swing. Can't quite land it. Super close. Haircut for Central Lapan. They're actually down to 32 HP. So I think that was a little connection through a wall. Getting at the plant online as well. So False is definitely winnable here. The CTs have to come to him, only one kit, so if Central Lapan dies in a bad situation, just like that, Gucci's far away from that kit. False can play towards it, but only with 12 HP. It's actually more sensible here for Gucci to swing with that USP, and is going to do so. And False has not seen it because he's crouched. The drop makes noise, he's going to get on the defuse, and there's no knowledge, there's no kit, so has to swing, but False finds the head! Oh, what a round!
Oh god, False. In that situation, you just expect, well, I mean, they were guarding two sides at the same time, but at the same time, when you look at the HP of Overwatch players, well, they weren't even up around 100. So False had more HP than both of those players combined. And yeah, it did get Central Lapland, I think, through the wall, through the box at least, because it went down by 15 HP or so. So yeah, it was lethal. He already knew the position, so just waiting there.
The wallbang is there. He's actually they're cheating.
Flix
Look at this.
Flix is just straight up looking at him.
Yeah, it's if the shot comes through, it's a kill rare, or at least a good wallbang. But it's opening early with 3v2 down, and so now it's a 3v1. Looking to get towards that map point. As now it's just the struggling Rod. He's been the weakest link in this game so far. Finding himself down at the bottom of the scoreboard. Can he make a mountain out of this? Can he surpass? He can't. Flix it no-scoping from a mile away, and just a beautiful find there as they get to the final map point. One more needed.
Yeah, and one more needed. You're right. And then it's going to be, well, game over because it's going to be 2-0 in the games, which means no Rocket League. That's a sad situation, you know, seeing all of those players on the games that they don't play a lot. That would have been also a really fun one. Maybe for the next time, you know, next time we start with Rocket League. We'll have to run it up with Tobias. But
like
let's
this,
see
though.
what Central Lapland can do.
They're just looking to
wanting
do
to
these. Got
rush
Zeus
there.
there actually. Yeah, Gucci's found the first. Onto Segoy. It's through that smoke. But Benji gets the Zeus. Patience pays off. And there's a nice jiggle there. Baiting out the AWP shot. But Linda finds Benji. And you don't want to push into that. I can tell you that much. Linda does though. Finds a second. Full sport down. Finds a third. It's Flixer too. And Linda is popping off. Now it's just that XM on this tease, but it can do damage here if they swing into this. Gucci not in a nice situation there. Does get the quick kill though. Only brought down to 60. But you know what this means? It's Galil time.
It is. Oh my god. Give us the. Oh, well, is they gonna go to overtime? That seems they have that mode on. Seems like the game is gonna conclude if it's 12-12. It's gonna be interesting. What do we do then? So let's see. But we still have to, you know, be praying to get that round and not 13-11.
Yeah.
Let's see. But now Overwatch team has to be the best that they can. So let's see, can they find a Flix and drop? Oh, no, that's gonna be a little bit too quick. And now they know his spot, so he has to move. He's playing it safe. He doesn't want to get spotted on right now. There's Flixer is gonna be down. This is open for Overwatch, but CS team is not gonna be surrendering that easily. So let's see what they have up their sleeve.
Oh, the Jiggles again baiting out those shots. No patience from Central Appen here. Baited out twice, but did find one, so decent value still from that AWPer. It's quite slow here from the T's. Benji's only on a Glock for whatever reason. Has 6k in the bank. Forgot to buy potentially. And that's Gucci with a beautiful timing. Finds him with the back turned. Benji does pick up that Galil though. 2 Galils, 1 Scout. Low HP for Neto though. 47 on him. And they're just going to spam him down, try and bring him low. It's looking difficult for the T's to get back in here. They have to hit some beautiful shots. False trying to get some lucky ones out to give them a little bit more to work with, but it's not going to come to fruition. Benji trying to play the patience game as well, but once more, there's a bit of discipline here from the Overwatch team. They know that the overextension could cost them their lives, and I do like the position Rod's found himself in with the P90. If they push towards ramp, push towards that trophy room, then Rod's going to be the successor, but Benji actually, patience plays off. That Zeus finds one. Karama looks to make it easier for the T's with that death, but Rod got to play patient. He's doing so. They're going to clear him, but Rod's going to find the first. Rod's going to run out for the second as well. There's a two-piece of the P90, and he's going to get chased down by the Scout and the Deagle, but he jumps away. Rod is still alive here, and now the AWP can come through with the nades and land on 40% and hits the shot. And we're down 12-12, and that is, you're right, the end of the game. So I don't know what the plan is here. Because I think, won on overtime, but we can go to caster cams while we figure that out. Okay, talk to me about that map, right? Talk to me about what we saw just there.
Woo! We've seen a lot, you know, so many shots, it's so many beautiful rounds, and also it's just so unlucky. What I didn't like about the last round, I am gonna say that.
Let's go in
right now.
Knife round. Okay.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay, so rumor has it that the way to conclude this will be a knife round, and I don't know about you guys, chat, but I think that'd be a great way to end it, or a Zeus round. Could we do that? Could we do that? Could we do Zeus v Zeus?
That would be better because we've seen the knife round already, and it was absolutely. What was it, like 5-0
Surely that's an
for
option.
CS players?
Yeah.
So that's going to be an easy one for them because they do know exactly when to strike. But with Zeus, it could get entertaining. It could be so many missed shots, and then what do you do? Give us that. But also, what I did want to say, the
go on.
last round, Kurama, why go anywhere? It was 40 seconds of the clock. You are the counter strike. You just wait for them to make a move. So, rushing out, getting Zeus there, it was just like putting your team into a bad position when it was already a really, really close game. It's going to be Zeus versus Zeus. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh my god. Oh.
That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. That's actually the perfect way to conclude this map and see if we go to Rocket League based on the Zeus. I guess it looks close enough to a boost, right? There's a lightning boost in Rocket League. The Zeus comes out, it sends us that way, and stuff like that, right? But it could be really entertaining. And you're right. I think Karam made a little bit of a mistake, but doesn't matter in the end because Central Lapan finds another one, stays towards the top of that scoreboard, and brings Overwatch to that 12-12. This could be crazy, right? Because you're right. There's the recharge time. What happens when you miss your shot? You have to sit out. It's a bit like Golden Gun, but you can come back in a little bit. You just gotta survive the rundown.
Yep. It should be relatively quick while we wait. It's gonna be Inferno, right? Feels like it's gonna be Inferno again.
I think we stay towards just the map we're on, and they just go towards that Zeus round. I'm not sure about what the plan is there, but yeah, who would you have favored for Zeus v Zeus?
Oh, I mean, we've seen CS team already getting so many kills while doing this match, but I want to see some Rocket League. Let's just give us some Rocket League. Let's see what they can do there. So many players have 0 hours in it, so figure out the controls while others are just trying to shoot the ball into the net and not even try to do any tricks. That would be also a good amount of fun and a great way to, end the game for them, end the series that way, and then go over to Kahoot where you guys are going to be able to win some prizes.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be great stuff if we could see that Rocket League. But either way, the Kahoots come and the prizes are still going to be up for grabs no matter what happens here. So you'll never be shortchanged, Twitch chat. You'll never be shortchanged. This can be all for you, all to play for, and it's all to play for these two teams. Back to an equal slate, equalizer here. The great equalizer, the grand equalizer is that Zeus. And I think there's a few other things to talk about in that map, right? It was, I believe Rod was struggling the most, but even had his moments with a couple two pieces. It was a difficult clutch, but found some damage, some impact, and definitely could really turn the tide of what that impact is if he finds a couple in this Zeus round, right? If he is the one to make that game-changing play, it's a redemption arc opportunity. It's an opportunity for Central Lapan to confirm that he is the best player in this lobby, even against the pro team. It's a way here for Overwatch to really prove that they are worthy of being here and worthy of doing great things. But yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out here. I'm excited to see what the game plan is. I think it plays similarly to a knife round because the range is so similar, but you don't get that same snowball impact, right? You can't go for one Zeus kill and then straight into another one like you can with a knife. If you backstab someone, you can run down and backstab someone again. There's some different counterplay, there's some different availability depending on what happens. So it'll be good to see what they try and do, what they try and plan out.
I mean, exactly. And you know what? The one thing that, CS did change it a while ago was that Zeus doesn't have one shot only. It's a rechargeable thing now. So, it's not just, if I miss the first shot, then, well, it's game over. I got a good knife. You can just hide, run while it recharges so that you can maybe get it on the second try. But feels like the second try is more gonna be aimed towards that Overwatch team that's not playing a lot of CS. While we've seen a CS team that they have had so many, well, not so many kills with Zeus, but it was still a fair amount of kills.
More than you
with
expect.
Zeus. Exactly, and even in the last round we did see it.
Yeah.
But that was just a little bit of an overstep. So It's gonna be interesting seeing can they hit their shots. They have to, right? They
Yeah,
have to.
absolutely. And I would
Good.
like to take this little time to mention once again that this is still in partnership with the Norwegian Cancer Association. It's very important to make sure we maintain that awareness, keep taking these moments as we go into this final round to see if we are going further. And I believe it should be some. Oh, okay, they're throwing away the guns. I'm not. Oh. Rest in peace to the observer. That's okay. Okay, it is looking like a Zeus. Yeah, the Zeus round is there. Okay, cool. Here we go. And are they just gonna play a normal round but with Zeus's? Because they have kits. This is fascinating.
Maybe they're playing best of first to three.
I'm not sure.
It doesn't seem like could be because it's overtime, so you'd expect it to be the first to three, or is it just gonna be one round? I'm not sure at the moment. Maybe we'll get the answer soon, but yeah, you can see how
Tentative, but Gucci finds the first. There it is. Advantage
step
to the
closer.
T's. But there's the trade. Oh, that's some full damage. That's painful. Little ankle breaker. And I like how grouped they're playing. It's so nervous, right? It's a 4v4. It's even playing field. Who's going to take the risk? Who's going to go for that shot? Benji looking to jump around. And they notice someone is vulnerable. Here, there's another vulnerable player trying to bait out that shot. Here it comes. Oh, and Benji's on the rod. That's nice work from Benji, and now they're just running down this CT and spawn, but Segoy in behind. Central Lab and finds Segoy, who's going for that flank, and Neto now, vulnerable, doesn't land it, and Linda does take it instead. Now it's advantage Overwatch, 3v2, and False is a mile away, but has to go at some point, because if this time ticks down, right, do we give advantage to the players with more bodies, or are they going to have to plant? How does this work? What are the rules? What are the permeations? Oh my god, Benji's going for a knife. And he gets the Zeus instead, but it baits out, and now he switches to the knife, and finds Karama, goes for another one as well. Jumps on his head, but Central Lap and lands the shot. That's a 1v1. I didn't even know the knife was allowed. We brought out an extra weapon. No shank involved.
I mean, the time, it's 5 seconds.
Yeah, they have to 1v1 here. Here it comes. It's all or nothing. And Force doesn't land it.
Oh, no!
Oh, there it is. Is that? Are we calling it that? Is that that? As they want it?
We need some confirmation over here. It went 1v1. Karama.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's it, yeah. Oh, ghosting people? Oh, they're going, okay. Are they...
No, I mean, the kill did happen after the timer was run out. So it was
the same people
1v1.
Okay, I like this. The same people... No. We're still in, because the same people I think are going for a 1v1. They're just gonna, like, the other people are not gonna take part in this fight. I believe is what's gonna happen here.
Because the timer run out, so they are gonna go play, but only that 1v1. We're not gonna have full team on. It should be just the last people that, like, the last man standing on their respective team. Flixa 1v1 Karama. Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. Okay.
Here.
It was not Flixa. It was False, wasn't it? It was False.
It was False, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As these teams ready up, we need to get we get into this 1v1. Here it is, the decider. Outside. And they're getting a watch party on Garage. That's so funny. They're just going to stand up on top and have a look, have a gander. 4 psychos. They're going to watch on side. They're going to watch on Garage. And it should be happening anytime soon. They are just yapping away. There we go. The terrorists have gotten ready. What about the counter-terrorists?
Watch party on the roofs. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe just to get in their game plan sorted. Delaying as much as possible. Gucci wants to speed up the process. Maybe feeling a little bit psyched out, a little bit nervous. Here we go. 17 seconds until this round starts.
Ooh, who is better under pressure? Let's see. It's just 10 seconds away, and then they're gonna go. I think they want to wait until everyone is on the silo before they do go for that 1v1. Are they gonna throw their remaining Zeuses down from the silo just so they can have one that's recharged?
That would be smart, wouldn't it? And False is going outside. Here we go. Oh, going inside. That's not part of the rules. Where's this guy off to? Get him outside. Okay, yeah, it looks like some organization has been happening here. There's False.
Yeah.
There's the opposition. Here we go. They're all watching now. False baiting some shots backwards, playing with his food. Who's gonna bite first? Oh,
No!
here it is! Can he land it?
You know what? It's game over.
He's got to go for it though. He can't miss. He can't miss. He can't miss. He's so nervous. They're so nervous. He's missed.
Oh, he
my
missed!
God. Oh my god!
Oh!
No way! We're getting Rocket League.
Rocket League bound!
No way!
Oh!
I cannot believe that. I do not believe my eyes. He's missed a freebie. What? Okay,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
I don't know about you guys. I think that was about as perfect as that ending could have been. We get our final game because of a whiff on the Zeus. And we do get to go towards Rocket League relatively shortly. But I believe now with 1-1 in our series, Overwatch versus Counter-Strike, we're going to go to another brief break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about HPV and how that leads towards cancer. And then we'll move into our final game of Rocket League before we go into Kahoot. We'll see you shortly. Welcome back to our absolute banger show match between the Counter-Strike and Overwatch teams here at Vanequick. We are now 1-1 with Overwatch taking Counter-Strike on their map, on their game, and Counter-Strike taking Overwatch earlier on their own game. We've tied things up, and we're going to the great equalizer that is Rocket League. How are you feeling, Joe?
Oh, feeling absolutely amazing. This is what I wanted. This is what I said at the beginning of CS when I joined, and then at the start before that last round. Just give us some Rocket League, and there we go. False. Well, a little bit of a problem there, but you know we're gonna take that. We're gonna take that because it means that we are just gonna be going into Rocket League to have some more fun to see who's even playing and how well can they, you know, find themselves in a game that isn't something that they have played. Well, not even a lot, but just a bit. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and before we get into that, it's a quick reminder that this is in partnership with the Norwegian Cancer Association, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about HPV, which is something displayed on their website. This is another thing they do, is they explain how cancers can be caused and give you a little bit of information about what to do about it. And one of those is the HPV virus, which is not in itself a cancer, it's a virus that can lead to a cancer. And fortunately for the world, we've developed an HPV vaccine, which is important to get because it prevents the cancers caused by it. But here is just an example of something within the website, the website of the Norwegian Cancer Association, where they detail what it is, how it can lead to cancer, and where those things can be found. And it has lots of this sort of information on the website. It's things you can find there. It's another great part of the tool that is the Norwegian Cancer Association. So just a few facts here, and it's important to note that these aren't the scariest facts in the world, right? It's important and it's dangerous, and cancer is a massive widespread thing. But just because 99% of cervical cancer is caused by HPV doesn't mean that if you get HPV, there's a 99% chance of getting cervical cancer. It's just of the cervical cancers that exist, 99% of them are caused by HPV. So that vaccine that we have produced is super important for that. And it's super important to maintain vaccinated against those preventative diseases and viruses, and also look at the information around and not get yourself too scared. And that information can be found over at the Norwegian Cancer Association. So thank you to them once more. And obviously, if you want to offer some support, here are your options. As we look to get back towards the gameplay, our deciding factor, our Rocket League game, and we can talk a little bit about the teams, because obviously we've been playing 5v5 games, and here they'll be rocking down the 3v3, and we can look at those rosters. I do have awareness of the Rocket League one, I believe, but I'm not quite sure what Counter-Strike are going to be running. But if we have a brief look once more, if possible, at their hours, and we could just gander at who might be the most played players here. So for the Counter-Strike team, okay, it's got to be Benji, it's got to be Segoy, right? And then it's got to be +1. But I imagine it's Benji, Segoy, and then maybe Netar, who's played the game a little bit. And on the other side, I do think it is likely to be Central Apan is what I've got written down, and he's got 12 hours. So but Gucci and Rod. So Gucci's not played the game. It appears Mysterious, who has been listed on the team, is not available. Their one player who's played a lot of Rocket League is not around. So it's Rod for the 100 hours looking to hold it down as we get towards this game, getting in right this second into this best of 5. Benji flies forward, goes high, goes into the midfield. Segoy looks to finish it off, but can't quite land it with that Photos wheel. And there's a nice little card design here from Real Force.
Yeah, look at that. The beautiful design, but now the ball is going to be won by... Who in the hell is the Wonder Child? I'm not sure, but there we go. The flag is going to be
I think
there.
that's Linda again. Is that Linda?
That's... Could be.
Oh no, it's Gucci. It's Gucci. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh!
Beautiful shot from Benji.
Benji!
Yeah,
Wait.
What a find.
Off of the wall, straight into the ball. Absolutely beautiful. You know, showing the aerial skills that he has. Absolutely beautiful shot there. Beautiful goal. And 1-0 towards the CT team. But now Rod is going to grab that boost. Central up and waiting for the ball. But now False with the shot. Can he get it in? Trying the best, but False is going to be just a little bit... Okay, wait, let's see. Let's. Oh, good shot and good clear from Rod, but the ball is just hanging around the Overwatch team and not sure if that's what they want to be having. But now they have the counter attack. Two-player commit
Oh,
for that ball, and this could be punished very easily. False is there, waiting the ball right in front of the net, jumping and
oh, Force might
missing.
land
But
it.
Sago is there and missing as well.
I think this might be a little bit of a marker of what's to come for the rest of this series. As the ball finds itself on that wall, Benji flies high, flies forward, controls that with a dribble and a flick in the midfield, and Falls looks to get the shot, but just wide of the post. Sugoi comes in with the boost in the midfield, centers it across, and the chase from Lapan is going to get it out, get it away, as Gucci looks to follow up on it. Benji gets challenged out by his own teammate of Sugoi. Is going to be able to get towards the midfield once more. Rolls up high. Can they read this? Can they find it? There's Sugoi with the shot. There's 2-0 for a Counter Strike boys in blue.
Oh, look at that. Falls yet again, so close yet so far, but Sago is going to be there to put their team on 2-0, and they are just absolutely loving this. Oh, that was a miss. That's another miss, and Benji now with the with the fake. It's just, oh my god.
Yeah, it's
Falls.
beautiful
Uh,
stuff. Oh, it's a nice pass into midfield. No follow up from Sugoi, but there's okay. There's another goal. Yeah.
well, I'm not sure what we could have expected. This Sargoi is all over them. Look at this. Look at this. It's just pushing the ball. Oh, that was a little bit off of Rod, huh? It doesn't seem like he wanted to have that touch, but yeah, when you're there, it's just what happens. But in Central Alabama now is going to be able to win the kickoff. But
Ooh.
Benji. Oh, is Rod just wanting to make it 4-0 for the blue team there? Not sure. The pass back was not the best, but Wonderchild Gucci is being able to get the ball away. Now they are trying to get some pressure in on the blue team, but that's not gonna be happening.
Yeah, and that's another opportunity there for the Counter Strike players. But it's a good save there from Gucci. Nice work on the defensive half, but it feels very defensive for these boys. Can they get a goal? Rod, massive bang forwards. And it's a nice demo there onto Rod, taking out some of the competition, but not going to matter too much when they can't get any pressure on go. And there's a missed hit there. It could have been dangerous, but Sugoi manages to push it away. And False here on the sidewall has an opportunity to make some damage happen. But it's a nice challenge there from Central Lapan.
Yeah, it's a
my
great challenge,
God.
but look at Benji just easily doing the double tap of the back wall. Look at that. Perfect car control. It's going to make it 4. A beautiful shot. Rod was close, but not close enough.
Yeah,
I'm just reading Gucci's message. Illegal. Yeah, it
it's a
should
little
be
bit. It's
illegal.
looking a little bit unfair. I believe the sportsmen that are the Counter Strike team will be subbing out one of their players for Fnatic after this map. After this, I guess it's all the same map. It's going to be Champions Field nonetheless. After this game, number 1 in this series, Benji can't quite make connection, but it doesn't matter because there's no shot on target yet. And picks up the 100 boost again. Goes up this corner, looks to make a cool play here, having a little bit of fun with the freestyle, gets on the ceiling with the flip, flips across into the midfield, but the pass is not going to be connected on, is it? It's a beautiful save from Rod, who gets the savior, and it's a follow-up save from Gucci as well. They're doing a good job holding the fort here. Could be a lot worse, and they're going to get another big clear. Rod farming up those points, just making himself look as good as possible as Gucci hits it off to the sidewall. There is more connection from Sugoi, but nothing landing beautifully for them quite yet. It's a bit messy on that sidewall once more. No one's quite got the read of that physics, except Benji here, but even he's off that mark. But they aren't clearing it, and there's a goal. There's another goal. It's false.
Yeah, but 5-0. Well. Very, very great work from Benji, but then having no boost, he just didn't want to go for it. He saw that all 3 players from Overwatch side were out of position, so I was just like, let's have a teammate score here, and that's exactly what False did do. He was there right on this side, and let's see what more can they do. Rod trying to clear it now. So this could be a problem, but Central Man is going to be missing the shot that he wanted, and now good clear coming in here from Rod, but the danger is still here. Danger is still there. Now let's see what they can do more. The high ball is really high. Benji is going to take the control of it, trying to get another touch on it, but nothing major, as Rod is going to be able to clear it just for a second here. Benji is going to be bumped as hell.
This card is horrendous. Is that the grog? Is that what that one's called?
Seems like it is.
I think it's the grog, and it's going to land to the ground. Counter-Strike are going to take the first game in this series, and we are going to be looking here at maybe a reason behind their massive victory is the coaching session here of Segoy getting coached by Jaya, who plays Rocket League for the Van Air team, and I think that was definitely the differential maker. It was a toughie there for the Overwatch team.
Yeah, but hey, we're gonna see what's gonna happen once Natter does get in instead of Benji. It's gonna be a little bit more fair, but I don't know. We shall see. But he has forgotten his password, so we have to wait a little bit until he does. Well, remember it. No, actually, while we're waiting for him to get into the game, as he just downloaded it, it's gonna be a bit more fun. But yeah, no, it's unfair. It's unfair for Jair to be teaching Sagoy like that. Disqualification, get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's great, and I'm reading Twitch chat a little bit. Rod said about his team that Gucci started today and Apan just finished his tutorial, so it's maybe a little bit imbalanced in what is the grand equalizer here. Without their one player who's played the game, it's very difficult. And I myself might have played a little bit of Rocket League in the past. My grand is 3,400 hours on that game, and I'm looking at this, watching these boys, and they're trying their best. You know what? For new players, they're picking up quite well, but it's not looking great.
Yeah, and I mean, also I just catched up with what Snooki said. I might have had Legion coach them today as well. That's definitely unfair, preparing for the battle so hard. It's not fair towards the other team. Where was the coach for the other team?
Maybe that's why they lost the Zeus fight. They did it on purpose so they could just smack him in Rocket League. Those grand bullies.
Yeah. Exactly. Just came in there and be like, haha, look what I can do. But no. I know what, it's gonna be a rematch other day, some day, because one team having a coach, the other team not fair. Maybe we'll give them the game advantage just because of what was done. So just the Overwatch team can have something going in for themselves as well, because you know what, it's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah, I mean, but on the other side, right, you have to give credit to the players who are doing well, right? It's one man really who's stealing the show, and he's doing a great job of it, right? He's hit some beautiful shots as Benji, and he deserves to be in the lead. And Netar has just said RL is 35 gigabytes, so I think he might take a minute to get in, unfortunately. So we could, I think, Benji without jumping. Or wait, what does Does Benji play KBM or controller? This is the question we ask. Because if he plays controller, he can just play on KBM for a game. Okay.
Oh, KBM.
Because that would be a way to equalize it a little bit. But if not, we could have Benji without jumping, which I don't hate as an idea, but it feels a little bit difficult. Maybe without boost, I think it's a little bit more, because you can still make some momentum without boost with the flips, but without jumping, you are just unable to do a lot of things. Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, it could be a good one, but also I'm someone who played on KBM and then switched to the controller, and holy, the difference.
I know. I've played a few games on KBM. I'm a controller player, but I've played a few on KBM, and like sometimes I'll do the craziest thing because there's a little bit of like intuition to it, and then sometimes I'm like trying to figure out how to drive backwards, and I can't even do that. So it looks like we'll be getting into game number 2 with Benji banned from the boost. But the boys in blue looking to take it for two and move us into an advantageous position in the rest of this series so far. As soon as that is around, we will be getting right into that one, which will be very exciting because I think that should make it a little bit more fair. But either way, Sugoi, a man who has got that coaching before, is able to still put up a good performance for the CS team. So I still put advantage Counter-Strike for the next series as we get.
Also, did you see what Vanterus just said? A quote
I
of
have
the
a
Overwatch team. I have a
Oh my
peace
God.
mark on my car.
Oh
I
my
mean no harm. Rod, yes, we could see that he was trying
Onion Yang.
the best. He
2
was
minutes
trying
later,
his
explosive
best,
race car.
to help both teams at the same time. But it
very
felt
true.
like. But hey, it's gonna. Well, as soon as we do get in, it's gonna be interesting because seeing no boost on Benji should be interesting. You can use your flip, you can do some momentum with it, but using no boost is gonna definitely leave a mark on the game and see how well can your teammate actually help you out and can you get something in, because we've seen him just double tapping, going off of the ceiling, trying to freestyle on them. So taking one of the main things that you need for that, it should be a relatively good thing for Overwatch team at least. But
Yeah.
we are good to go, and we should be heading in sometime soon to get into
Here
the
we
second
go.
game. Here we go. Let's see. He's useless.
Okay, so-
False is already.
Sugoi going off the wall now, taking advantage of the space he's got because Benji can't follow up on that one. Only jumps allowed. It's a nice hit from Rod. He's making some work here, but Apan just follows that tutorial but can't quite hit the ball. Rod in a difficult situation. What a save made. And Gucci here has the boost, has the ball going towards his own goal. Oh no. Oh no. He's set up false. And that's going to be 1-0 in 24 seconds. And I don't know what to say about that one. That was not the best play by Gucci.
Well, did someone tell him what team he's on? I'm not sure about that one. So yeah, let's see what can they do. Maybe Gucci this time will actually go towards the goal that he's supposed to go for. But nice shot here. Oh yeah, we said no boost. I was like, wait, did he jump?
Yeah.
No, yeah, no boost, no boost. Okay, Benji now trying to get a
Oh.
use of it, but no. Gucci is gonna be there to clear it up. Let's hope not the same clear as the last time, which was kind of close actually when you look at it.
And Sugoi there, nice hit, and he's got an opportunity for shot on target, but Rod is trying to still hold down that fort in that grog. Big car, big space, big presence, but not big enough as False finds the second, and that's 2-0 to Counter-Strike. I'm choking still. It's been like an hour, and every time I talk, I feel like I'm gonna die. But either way, it's the real boys in blue once more. The Counter-Strike leading the pack, and it's Rod, the star of the show here on that kickoff. Combines with his teammate. Oh my god, it's on target, but Benji, right place, right time to save it. The demo comes through onto one of the players. It doesn't matter. It's a nice shot on target, but there
really
he is,
does.
Gucci with the save.
But now False is gonna be able to get it in
Looks like
towards
Lucio.
that mid. Oh my. Okay. But hey,
What about give them a fourth player? It's like a hard bot. Give them. Oh, what's he called? Sundown. Sundown would clear this team. What a shot from False on the hat trick.
3 shots, 3 goals, absolutely lethal.
Established 2016. This guy's been on the game for a decade. No wonder he's winning.
Banned.
Oh, False is Haaland. Erling Braut
Oh!
there. Oh my god, the own goal from False. He's causing both ends, but Benji's there to save it, combines with Segway to clear it away. And there's nothing here for the CS team. It's just Apan, but he can't do anything with it. And False flips to the side, has the boost, goes for a Force. Controlling that ball now with the dribble. Got the jump over one of the oppositions, but Rod's there once more. The big man, and False can't get around the corner. Still has some of that boost to play with, but not too much to work with. Flicks it over another one, a little nice touch there. But It's now Segoy with an open net. Can't land it. That's poor. That coaching is not allowed for that one. Falls on the post. Benji on the post as well. Can he put it away? No, he gets bumped. What a bump there. That's huge from Gucci. Battering around, but Segoy on target. A top corner. Maybe none of them should be allowed to boost.
It seems that way because we take Benji's boost away, and it's 4-0 with 2.5 minutes remaining. So the last one was 5-0. We're having 4-0 now with half the game passed. So what's next? What next nerf can we give to them? Like, don't play for the first 2.5 minutes. See if Overwatch team can score.
Sub me in, coach. I played Overwatch before. I can play for the Overwatch team. No, you're right. It's the boost on Benji's not been too impactful. I think we're on the exact same scoreline we saw before, and there's going to be 5 as Force makes a 4th, and that is it's just painful, isn't it, for the boys in orange? They can't make anything work. I put a tutorial 5 minutes before the match. Maybe you should go and do it again.
Finish the tour 5 minutes before match. He can absolutely see. But hey, it's gonna be fun. Benji trying to go for the bump, but did manage to do so. But now the shot's gonna go through, and Rod
and a demo as well. Wait,
save it. They are definitely doing it. Oh, Rod was just absolutely bumped out of this world. But Benji now, he wants to jump so hard for that ball, but just give it to Saga. He didn't get it in, but now a good opportunity coming in for the clear, at least from the Overwatch team, and they are setting up a play. But now False is gonna miss the ball, which could be a good opportunity. Rod is gonna miss the ball, and now trying to do anything here. Sago is gonna control that ball, trying.
Oh my god!
Just trying to do something, but
do we have game audio?
Get it in? No, absolutely not.
I only just realized this. I spent so many years of my life just playing this game with no headphones in, just sat there, sitting in the training ground. I didn't even clock the lack of game audio. And that's maybe why. Maybe none of the players do. They got those secret demos in the backline. That's what's allowing Gucci to be so open on this. Actually, yanks that boost. He has some awareness of what he's meant to be doing here. But it's not going to matter. Maybe... Oh, yes!
Oh my god!
Isn't that crazy? Here we go, the wonder child, Gucci. They're just AFK spinning in goal, he still can't score.
Just moving to not get DC it from there. Oh, there we go. Rod is trying to do something. Oh, he paused it. Okay, there we go. What can they score at least once? False defending Central upon. No! Oh god. Well, at least we're getting some bumps.
Yeah, Segoy, not quite on target there. I do think maybe no jumping for no boosting for the entire team might be the only way through this one. Overwatch versus no one. If they score, they win. It's going to be 2-0 for the CS boys, as they'll put themselves one game away from winning the massive show match. I really think none of them should be able to jump.
That would be absolutely amazing to see. Can they do something with no jumping? And Benji, of course, no boost. We can't allow that.
Okay, no, Netar's coming in. Can we swap the gamer to Rumble?
Oh!
Can we put Rumble in for the last game? Netar in for like Benji and put Rumble on. Just none of them know how Rumble works, surely. Because that's a way to score. You don't even have to do anything. You just... Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, so Neto's coming in. I believe it's instead of Benji. Everyone can jump and boost. We get Rumble in. This is it. This is the way.
If they can't score now, then I don't know. We're just gonna need Rocket League players to come over and help him out.
Oh, we do have Rumble confirmed. This is very exciting. I love Rumble. This is the silliest game. Surely,
you know what? Winner takes it all.
Surely with spikes, if they hit the ball, they can score. Surely.
Well, let's not question them, because you never know.
Okay. That's probably a good point. Production's also to explain Rumble. Basically, when we get into this game, you'll see a little icon in the bottom right by the boost, just down there. No, that's down there. You'll see a little icon, and it will show like a power up. And there's a bunch of power ups. And if you click on controller, it's clicking the left stick, I believe. I don't know if that's changed. I don't know what it is on controller. On keyboard, it uses the ability and. Here, refresh it every 10 seconds. There's a bunch of them. There's a boxing glove, which punches the ball, whichever direction you're facing. Your car's like here, and the boxing glove goes like onto the ball, just targets it. There's a plunger, which brings the ball towards you. There's spikes, where if you hit the ball is now like on your car. Where's the camera? This is so counterintuitive. And you go like this, and the ball just sticks to your car, and like, you can do like a front flip with the ball. Like that. That's crazy. There's a thing that makes your car like brrr, and if you connect to someone, they explode, or the ball goes. There's a magnet, which means the ball kind of is attracted to you if you're near it. And there's a grappling hook, which means if the ball's here and you grapple, it's like the punch, but instead of the boxing glove, it's your car going meow, and that's, I think, everything. No, there's freeze. There's two more. There's freeze, where you can freeze the ball in the air or on the ground. You just press it and the ball stops moving. So if they've got balls on your goal line, it's right here. You go freeze, then it doesn't go in. There's also one which forces the other team to boost the entire time, and that makes them go really fast. And is there anything else? What have I missed? Is that it?
I mean, the plunge is gonna be fun though.
Yeah,
when they pull the ball towards themselves, it's gonna be fun. But also, I do have a feeling whoever gets the spike is they're gonna just get it on the side of the car and not being able to move.
Okay, I believe we should be going quite soon. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You must remember Spike Rush, that game mode where you had some real proper aficionados of the Spike system, but none of these boys I think will be there. Maybe a little bit of explanation, as we do have also, I think, joyfully an interview lined up at some point too, which I cannot wait to get into. Hear from the players who have been playing so many games across this day, and I mean, really testing the range of their talents. But I think plunger could lead to some funny moments. Definitely an own goal coming out. Grapple, if the ball's ever high up, is definitely a silly one too. I just think there's a lot of chaos that can be introduced by this mode, and I'm looking forward to seeing who comes out on top. I think it's probably going to be a CS boys still, even without their best player. They have still got more experience. Neto has never played it before, so that could be interesting. But other than that, it's still, I think, lending towards them, as they are 2-0 in this series so far.
Also, well, I just remembered. Did you mention the tornado?
Oh my god, I didn't remember the tornado. And the teleport. There's two more. There's tornado and teleport. There's even more. Go on, explain the tornado.
Okay. Yeah, the tornado. Well, it just does what you would think it does. The tornado will spawn on your car, and then if you dare, it's just gonna roll you in or the ball. So it could lead to some chaotic places. I've had so many times happen that it's an own goal after that.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna talk about the past experience are just in the past. We're gonna leave it there. It's better that way. And the teleport. Whoever has the teleport will just see the player, and it will be like a lock in. And then as they press it, it's just gonna swap the sides of them and the opposing player that the camera was on. So I think the worst combination there is just someone boosting you, and then you switch places. You just go all over the roof, all off the ceiling, and you're just all around exactly. So seeing what I mean. I feel like for the most of them, it's just gonna be like, what does this symbol do? Let's just press it. What are we gonna do here? So yeah, it could lead to some unfortunate goals for both teams. Well, unfortunate in a way of being an own goal. So
fortunate for us, it'll be entertaining.
Exactly that.
Exactly. Yeah. What is your favorite? What do you think the most in the right hands? What do you think the strongest one is?
Oh, I mean, now with Benji being off the table, it still goes towards the CS boys. If I'm not gonna lie, but because Sagoi was even there, he had some good shots. False
got a hat trick, no?
Also, yeah, but
yeah.
it wouldn't happen without his teammates most of the time, because it was just like, let me place it in front of the goal, and he just throw
That's
into
true.
it. So Sagoy, we did see him aerial a few times, so
Yeah.
you know what?
Our
bet
bar
my
is
money
so
on it.
low. We saw him aerial a couple of times. He's probably the best player in the lobby. God.
I mean, that's what happens when you have well, a good amount of
You know-
players that don't play the game. So
You know when you like are at school, and you're like you see like, oh, who's got like PE, who's got sport right now, and you look outside and it's like the year fours in the playground playing football, and they're just all running around chasing the ball. This is what it feels like. None of them, and one of them falls over. That's the demos. That's Gucci. Gucci's the one that just bumps into the other players. He's like knocks them over. They're all crying on the floor, and now we give them massive boxing gloves and then a plunger, and it's just. It's gonna be crazy. God, I don't know. I feel like the plunger has the highest skill ceiling. I think if anyone can take good use of that, you can really whip that ball and send it right forward. You can also save a goal with it. So definitely, I think my favorite power up to grab is that one. But for the new players, I think it's gonna be really difficult to master that. I think for the new players, I think the boxing glove is probably the most intuitive, or the grapple, because you just ball me, you know.
exactly. But also, what I think one of the funniest will end up being is freeze. When it freezes, well, if it goes in the air and it freezes there and people are just trying to get to it, that's gonna be amazing. Just see everyone flying next to it would be the
fuck.
dream.
Oh,
But oh. Well, must have been the wind. Yeah, no,
this is the tornado. It's the tornado
freeze.
power up. My bad, guys. My bad. That's on me. Yeah, that's so funny. I think I don't actually know what's going on right now. I can't lie. I think we're just waiting for maybe an interview to be set up now. But I think I don't know. Did you?
No, they're also waiting for
Hello.
listening.
Hello?
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yeah, the link didn't work for
It
both of you guys,
seems
so
that
we're
way.
gonna
I
try
think they
and fix
did
it now.
say it. Wait, let me
Yep.
check. Because they were talking about the interview, but also it was mentioned somewhere. I did see it. Because oh yeah, Isaac asked Luawi if he's free from
That's
this,
okay.
and
It's
because,
okay.
I mean, it didn't let me
who was
join
the
if I...
master to do it,
Ooh.
so that we can listen to comms. That's gonna be epic. There's nothing better than them trying to figure out what's happening, and if something happens, are they gonna yell? What's gonna happen? Well, it seems like an amazing stuff. Oh, I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Those comms could be very chaotic when you have no idea what's going on. You're just trying to figure out, especially if the ball again the freezes in the air. It's like I got it. They're lucky that it has that wear out time, that it melts over time, and yeah, I think that is probably the most chaotic one. I hope they also know instantly how to use their power ups, because I'd be sad if they didn't do that.
You know what? It's like at the same time, it's let's just see how they're gonna let's just see how it unfolds. You know, with them trying to learn the powers in like the first. I think it takes like what minute or first like maybe 2 minutes to get a hang of it, and then you have the rest of
Yeah.
the game. Hopefully, I'm hoping for overtime.
Oh my goodness.
That
They
would
won't even know
be
about it. Like,
amazing.
some of those players won't even know overtime exists. They just think the game's over and they send another kickoff.
Imagine just leaving and be like, oh no, I gotta get in back in.
Hello?
I'm sorry, and again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry. What
Ooh.
did you say?
I feel like I'm hearing ghosts. I believe we have someone else in the call. He's a little spectre in the ears. Yeah. Wow. This has gone. I think ever since the CS game went 12-12, this has gone completely off the rails.
It definitely is. Oh, Gucci and Sagoy. Ooh.
Okay, right. So we have an interview lined up, and I think we're moving into that now. Yeah, we're moving into that now, and it's Gucci and Segoy. So maybe some kind or not so kind words going to be shared to one another, as we get into our interview anytime now. They can hear us.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay, who's who?
Yeah, we're
Talk
both
to
here.
me. Introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Gucci. I'm the DPS player on the Overwatch team.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
And I'm Sagoy, rifler from the CS team.
nice. And how are you guys feeling today? You guys both managed to lose on your own home games. So how did that feel?
You want to
I'm-
start, Gucci, or?
You can start. You can start.
Okay. I mean, I had a lot of fun on the Overwatch game, to be honest. It was fun. Obviously, we were a lot of damage boosts, health boosts, and yeah, I don't know how it feels like an Overwatch player who knows how much that means, but for us, it was really enjoyable, to be honest. And I would also hoped in the future maybe we could do a mix, some sort of mix like CS mixed with Overwatch, and maybe buff separate heroes if that's possible, or yeah, some
That is
some
possible.
individuals, so that the Overwatch players just plays normal and we can have a separate boost and we can somehow like micro coach each other on each other's games and stuff.
And for the other side, how did that feel playing the opposition's game?
I mean, it was quite hard. Like the way they peek and their aim is like not used to that when I play Prem in CS, but it was so much fun
What's your
and
premier rank?
it did make it a lot easier. I mean,
Like-
I'm like around 12, 13k.
Okay, so like a very decent player, but yeah, the level is just
I mean, it's like kind of average, but
yeah.
it did make it easier that they couldn't use rifles and spam. But yeah, it was a lot
yeah.
of fun and yeah.
Joe, do you have any questions? Is there any game that we just played that you might want to ask about?
What were we thinking about Rocket League? No, that was really, honestly, it was a lot of fun on all three games. But Rocket League, you guys managed to, Falls was throwing just a little bit in that last round, in that Zeus round. Sagoy, can you tell me, was that the plan to go towards the Rocket League, or was it just, oops, I missed a shot, GG's?
I can tell for sure he didn't want to miss the Zeus shot in the last round. I think he's just bad at the game, I guess. He obviously didn't want to, but we also said on the upside, we also told him that yeah, now we get to play Rocket League after he threw the round on the match point.
Yeah, and obviously that confirmed the Counter-Strike win.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. That confirmed Counter-Strike winning 2-1 in this show match. That was the 2-0 that led to the end of the Rocket League series. No Rumble, unfortunately, as the lobby did pass away. But we did get to see some beautiful Benji gameplay and some, I mean, Gucci, your demos, right? Your demos were crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was low-key trying to go for them the whole game.
I mean, it worked a little, kind of. You lost, but it worked.
Yeah. I mean, I got one demo in, maybe two.
I think it's a little bit more than that. I think you should give yourself more credit. But we do now. I mean, I do want to ask you one final thing before we send you on your way. Do you have any shout-outs you want to make before your time ends on this interview?
I do.
Gucci, I'll start with you. Or
I mean, I wanna. Okay, sorry.
no, go ahead. Sorry. Go on.
I was gonna give a shout out to you guys for the production and
Oh, thank
everything
you.
because it's been so enjoyable. I'm looking forward to watch the VOD or whatever video is gonna be made out of this. And yeah, it's just nice. Both of you too as well. Good casting, seems like. So yeah, I just want to give a
Thank
shout out to the whole thing.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate that.
Right, Gucci, follow that up now. Go on.
And same for me. I wanna shout out you and the whole org for setting this up. It was a lot of fun, and it going to a good cause that's incredibly nice.
Yeah, once again, thank you, Gucci, again, for reminding everyone that this is indeed in support of the Norwegian Cancer Association. Ever important to maintain awareness of the incredible organization that is. And I will say goodbye now to our wonderful interviewees. Thank you for playing today. It was a lot of fun to watch on every game. Congratulations to CS for winning it, but Overwatch, you guys put up a great fight, and I really appreciate you guys coming, so thank you for that.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Right, and yeah, now as we close out our stream, we have a couple more things to talk about. Firstly, I want to move a little bit into supporting the Norwegian Cancer Association. We saw a little bit on it earlier, but just in case you wanted to. So there's the option, first of all, of giving money. This is not actually the main thing they were looking for here, because they do get decent donations, but it's mostly about awareness. So this is an option, and definitely something you can do if you're able to do it. But there are other ways to do so too, and here are some of those. You can be a volunteer if you live near any sort of areas that allow for it. They actually are around in lots of areas. You can become a member. You can do all these various different things to support this wonderful organization, who again are here to fight cancer and bring about better livelihoods for everyone who suffers and everyone around them. So once again, thank you to them. And now we get the fun part for the chat, right? It's time for Kahoot. It's time to get involved, to get your knowledge and your understanding of cancer tested for you, and potentially win some prizes. Remember, the top 3 can get prizes, and make sure you enter with your Discord username, so that if you do get top 3, you can get those prizes. So put your Discord username in to make sure you are eligible for those prizes. And I'll read out the code for anyone who's got a little bit of a small screen. Here are those prizes, and there they go. 6057620. That's your Kahoot code. 6057620. Put that in, Discord username, and you might win a prize. 12 questions, by the way. Yeah. Okay, and yeah, there's 12 questions, so quite brief, but should be good fun. And I'll let you take away the first one as we get into the game. Anytime we get people involved.
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna be waiting for you guys to join. So yes, the prizes are involved. You know, for the 3rd place, we're gonna be having some Funko Pops, candy, and lanyard. Oh, there we go. Okay, they just spawned in like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we love to see. Come on, guys. Let's get some more in. We see 8 players right now. There we go. The 3rd place, as said, Funko Pops, candy, and lanyard. For the 2nd place, Vanilla Quick goodie bag, jersey or t-shirt, candy, reflectors, and lanyards. And then for the 1st place, Trust headset, candy, and lanyard. You know what? These 3 do seem like a great prizes. You know, whichever you do win, it just seems like a great one. And besides that, if you do get it right, you know, you get yourself some more knowledge if you don't know some of the questions. So, you know, a little bit of learning on a really, really important topic, and at the same time, you get to win some prizes. Oh, there we go. Now we are on 15. Ooh. That is what we love to see. This is going to be a tough competition, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll give you guys a couple more minutes to join, just a minute or two, just to get those final stragglers who want to get involved and get in for a chance to win. But as mentioned, it's just a good way to learn, test your knowledge, and also learn more information about something that, again, is just super important to know about, both for you and your friends and your family and all your loved ones and everyone around you. And your Overwatch team, for example, your Overwatch teammates, you might not know about that for them, or your Counter-Strike teammates even. Or if you're playing Rocket League, which some of these players clearly aren't, then those guys too. It's very important, and it's a great tool to learn. I love a good Kahoot. We've been doing Kahoots for a long time in my life, and I believe we can give you guys a little bit of a countdown now. Just another 30 seconds or so to get anyone in who isn't in before we move into the start of the quiz. Get it, yeah, just another spam in the chat. 605-7620 for a chance to win a different selection of prizes no matter where you place. It's at kahoot.it. It's https://kahoot.it 605-7620. And if you can get involved, we'll give you 10 more seconds. Here we go. It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 to get into Kahoot. Ooh, Kahoot Plus. Veneer Quick and the Norwegian Cancer Association. Question number 1. The Norwegian Cancer Society's counselling service can be used by cancer patients, anyone seeking information about cancer, any relatives or affected parties, or all of the mentioned selections. And that is green. That is all of the mentioned selections. All of the above can use the counselling service. Anyone affected by it is free to use their free service. As most of our players get that right, and Pizza Gut takes his way to the lead. Take us away, Joe.
Absolutely. You can be 100% anonymous when contacting the counseling service. True or false? The answer is true, and everyone did get it right. You 100% are anonymous, and Gucci is gonna take the lead. Sakoi in the second place, and Pizza Good on the third place.
Yeah, our interviewee is doing very well so far. What are common symptoms of bowel cancer? Changed bowel habits, blood in the stool, and abdominal pain? Bad aim, bad timing, an urge to change sensitivity? Headache, thirst, and shaking? Or bad FPS, high CPU usage, and lag? I think there might be a couple gimmick answers here. Don't know about you. But yeah, you guys are right. The majority get you correctly. It's the changed bowel habits, the blood in the stool, and the abdominal pain. As the majority get it right. But you know who didn't? Gucci got it wrong. That's unfortunate. Continue on.
But which of the following elements is not directly associated with an increased risk of bowel cancer? Obesity, cigarettes and snus, alcohol, or low ELO?
I wonder.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
we had 3 wrong.
Oh dear.
Really? Low ELO? Okay. Someone has some teachings needs to be done over here.
Yeah, absolutely. But 5 participants getting 3 out of 3 answer streak, and the HPV virus is usually symptom-free and therefore completely harmless. Harmless. If you don't notice anything, it can't hurt you, or no, it can still lead to cell changes that increase the risk of cancer. This is kind of a finish the statement.
Yeah.
I like this question format. We're getting crazy with it, and the majority of you once again coming in correctly. It's important to still mark it, even if it's usually symptom-free and not noticeable. It's still potentially dangerous. So yeah, definitely have a look. Get your research in.
The HPV virus causes what percentage of cervical cancer cases? 30%, 60%, 80%, or 99%?
This was on stream like an hour ago, so if you were watching and not playing, you have an advantage here.
It really was.
For our players, though, it's a little bit disadvantageous. Ooh, very split.
Only 3 right. And who's gonna be right?
Yeah, Sakoi was playing, so didn't get that wrong, but Duff Beer 222 flying forward.
Look at him. Jay is in there.
The HPV virus causes what percentage of penile cancer cases? 5 to 10, 20 to 30, 99 again, or 50 to 70? This was also on stream earlier, but I didn't read it out, so very, very observant if you get this one. I imagine we'll be getting a nice even split once more. actually a bit of a heavier lean to the 50-70, and you guys are correct. The 99 is also a respectable choice, but yeah, 50 to 70%, it's a bit of a range of a figure. Not quite as certain, but still a high number. And McCannison takes the lead as Duffbeer gets that one incorrect.
True or false? The HPV virus is a sexually transmitted disease. Well, true or false? It can only be one.
Someone's not sure. There we go.
We have some teaching to do for those three people, but McCannison is going to stay in the lead with Snooky Puff, and Anter is right behind him.
Congratulations to McCannison, who's found himself really high up on this board. Now, how can HPV-related cancer best be prevented? Exercise, White Monster, the HPV vaccine, or a coffee enema? Production really wants it to be White Monster, and I think he's right. Oh no, he's wrong. It's the HPV vaccine. Exercise, I'm sure, is definitely a good thing to do nonetheless, but the HPV vaccine is the best way to prevent any HPV-related cancer. As the majority of you once again get that right, McCannison stays up at the top. Pizza Gut and Snooky Puff close behind.
In Norway, the survival rate for cancer has improved by 50% over the last 50 years. True or false? There we go, 13. The majority went with true, which is gonna be true. And
Yeah.
we're not having anything, but Andres is so close next to Pizza Gut, chasing him down for the third place with 2 questions, I think, until the end.
Absolutely. And important to note that there's 3 and 4 people surviving, which is huge. When you support the Cancer Association, you contribute to more cancer research, making life easier with their care services, spreading information so that thousands of cancer cases can be avoided, and all of the choices shown. So yeah, to that prior one, 3 in 4 survive. And yeah, lots of people getting this one right. Once again, cancer research, palliative care and other care services such as the counselling and information sharing that prevents cancer through healthy avoidance practices, shoots players up. Snooky Puff claiming a misclick, but maybe just a little bit of a throw there as they fall out of the top 3, but staying in that top 5 for the final question.
The final question is, the cause of cancer can almost always be determined with certainty. No, but we can adjust the way we live to help reduce the risk. Or yes, you can almost always know for sure what causes cancer. Only 2 people. One. The last one remaining. The last question, who is gonna get the top 3? Who paid attention?
Oh, 3 wrong.
Majority is still there.
Any of the top 3 get it wrong?
Changes.
Here we go.
And the podium.
Pizza Gut. It's Verity. And in our first place, it's gotta be. It is. It's McCannison. Stays in the lead for a long time. And unfortunate for Snooky Poof and Antares, who take the 4th and 5th. But that's our top 3. Those are your prize winners. Pizza Gut, It's Verity, and McCannison. Beautiful work, everyone. And here are your prizes. So for the 3rd place, again, I believe that's Pizza Gut, the Funko Pops with the candy and lanyard. For It's Verity, it's Van Quick goodie bag. And for 1st place, McCannison, it's the Trust headset, candy, and the lanyard. Congratulations to our winners, and thank you everyone for participating. I hope you guys learned something if you didn't know it, and I hope those of you who did it feel more assured in your knowledge and more confident in your abilities to prevent, share, raise, avoid, treat, and live with cancer. So thank you everyone for participating. And further on, thank you, Joe, for joining me in this section for the past 2 games, for Kahoot as well. It's been a pleasure. Thank you to Lagoleth, who was casting it earlier alongside me for the first game. Thank you to our production crew, lead producer Isaac, and then also Mag. I don't think KBJ was on the observation today, but we'll give a shout out to KBJ. Love that. And thank you to everyone else involved, to Tobias, to the other members of Van Quick who organised this as well, to everyone in chat who came to watch, to our players as well, our 11 players who all competed across multiple games. It's been a wonderful day today. I want to give another huge shout out to the Norwegian Cancer Association, massively important company. Once again, the link can be spammed in chat quickly. Let's have a quick spam. So once the stream ends, you guys can all go over there, have a look at what's going on in that website. Have a gander. It's in English and Norwegian. I can't even send a link because I don't follow the channel. There we go. I'm on the East Sussex account. There we go. Yeah, check them out after the stream ends. Thank you all for coming. Thanks for being here. I hope you've had a nice day. I hope you had a nice time with me for the past 3.5 hours. And we will see you shortly.